Niners! No ooh-la-la tonight, though. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Oh, I'm just... You know, we knew that the Nick Bosa situation was going to take a minute. But who in hell thought it was going to take all the way up to now? And we got how many days left? Oh, it's nerve-wracking. This is outrageous. He's the Defensive Player of the Year. Kyle, John, Prague. Just do it. Get it done. Get it done. I'm every day, as soon as I wake up, let me check the notification. Not yet. Fam, this predicament, as I thought about the Niners and Nick, it's like your family member coming in, waking you up. Hey, yo. Hey, you awake? No, what do you want? The car is missing out the driveway. What? So you know it's either repo-man or a criminal just got you, right? Took your car. And so there we are, the Niner Empire. We're feeling the same thing. Where is Nick? Somebody stole Nick? What happened? It's really that same depressing emptiness that 7 days ago. Man, what are the odds of the 49ers signing Nick between now and next week? You know what I got a feeling is going on right now? I got a feeling, and Nick's camp is sitting back saying, let them go ahead and see if they can do without you, Nick. Let's go ahead and mess with him a little bit. And then Nick won't say anything. He'll just let it go. And the 49ers, we go next week, and Pittsburgh just beats hell out of us. And we could see the reason they beat us is because of the defensive lapse. It wasn't what it was, and the Pittsburgh Steelers scored way more than they should have because the front end wasn't able to support the back end, which, by the way, the back end is not that. They're just not fully tested yet. We've had some changes. Maybe for the better. I don't know. We don't know yet. But, tonight, I thought I'd go to the phone because I'm hot. I've been hot for 3 days. I'll go on the phones for you to release your frustration with the glaring fact that Nick Bosa's situation could potentially run all the way up into opening day. And I keep asking the question myself. I keep asking myself, is there a plan B? Is there a plan B? There's no plan B. Nick is plan A and plan B. He's supposed to do the Nick on the one side, and whomever we have will be fine on the other side. And then I got Hargrave. I got Eric. We should be fine. Whoever's platoon the guys on the right side, they'll keep it hot. Now you don't have any real kick-ass on either side, suddenly. Hargrave can't do it by himself. And he didn't come here for that. Anyway, fam, the NFL season starts next Sunday. Meanwhile, the biggest storyline for the Niners is the absence of Nick Bosa. Jed York, Jed, say it ain't so. Fam, you know what? At this hour, no Nick B has not signed his offer from the Niners, and now you have to wonder what is wrong with the offer. That's not at this point. I'm thinking, what's wrong with the offer? I've been trying to keep my mind empty on this as much as I possibly could. Now I'm looking to designate blame. Whose fault is this? Is it the 49ers? Is it Nick's camp being a bunch of a-holes? What's going on with this? The team has expressed a desire to have him in the building as soon as possible, but worries are starting to heighten by the hour with the season is 7 days away. You start to get a little concerned. You know what I'm saying? Back in high school, prom, right? You ask a girl like a month ago, you go to the prom with me? It's 2 days for the prom. She ain't answered yet. You weren't smart enough to know you need to go out and find somebody else. Please tell me that this story about Bosa surprised us by parachuting. And who gave me that story last week? Nick Bosa's going to come in. The helicopter's going to drop up a certain height, and they're going to drop Nick to the parachute in just as the PA is announcing an intro and the players on the field. See, I'm actually entertaining that fantasy. Oh, anything but this. We'll be in Hyattsville next week in Pittsburgh with no Nick. By the way, shout out to Rowan Chakravarti for the heads up on this story. I caught it and I nearly passed out. This morning on SportsCenter, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler shared the latest with the 49ers and their pursuit of an extension for Nick Bosa, sharing that there's a little more optimism than the Kansas City Chiefs have with a Chris Jones extension at the moment. Does that make you feel better? Fowler said on the Sports Center, when discussing the latest with contract extensions for elite defensive players around the NFL, quote, Nick Bosa and the 49ers, a bit more optimism here. People I talk to believe he will be the highest defensive player in the paid player in the league, above Aaron Donald's $31 million if they can get this at the finish line. I don't care about that. I just get it done. Now, the 49ers would like to push this through before week 1, but not a slam dunk. Yeah. A deal of this magnitude has a lot of nuance to it, and that they have to shake out with the structure and the guarantees and all that, unquote. And we've been aware of that for how long? We all know about that $4 million gap they can't cover. I'm saying, fam, does that make you feel any different? I don't feel any different. I'm still pissed off. The news comes after reports detailing that the 49ers and Bosa were trying to bridge that $4 million per year gap as two sides look to strike a deal before week 1. And by the way, isn't Chris Jones that jerk who was running nonstop smack before and after the 2019 Super Bowl? That's the same guy, isn't it? I've always hated him. And now he could be part of the problem with signing Nick. He's still bothering us. The question is why? And how about this? Any lack of momentum with other pass rushing, this is the reason why they're saying it's going to possibly be happening, right? Any lack of momentum with other pass rushing deals around the NFL, such as Chiefs and Jones, right? And the Panthers with Brian Burns, this could be a problem. Why? Because these grown-ass men. Here, fam, here's it. And you probably already figured out before I even say anything, right? If you haven't read the article, as petty as it may sound, and remember, Trent Williams went through this with the guy over in Green Bay when he was getting paid for the top-paying left tackle. Bosa may not be trying to be the first player off the market. Otherwise, he can't say, yeah, I'm the highest paid. Well, still don't see Nick's personality being that way. Otherwise, he won't be able to say that he's the highest paid defender in the league. You know, $1 million here and there, a few $1,000. It means a lot to these guys. Fam, do you believe Bosa and the 49ers will strike a deal before week 1? Please help me to feel better. Do you think so? If you do, please explain it to me and help me ease my mind. Is there such thing as a plan B? I have tried to figure out a plan B. My plan B was, why do we have to sign Isaiah Thomas? We could have just gotten rid of him. Isaiah Oliver. Isaiah Thomas plays basketball. Isaiah Oliver, as soon as we found out he wasn't going to be able to make it, cut him. Save that money. You can't save it, though. You got to trade him. It's dead cap. Or you got to give him his guaranteed. I still don't know what to say, fam. It's making me crazy. I was getting ready to go into week 1 feeling all get up and get. The Steelers ain't scared of us. They weren't scared of us anyway. Now, if Bosa's not playing, they're going to have, oh, man. Hey, yo, Jack.
I'm throwing everything out there today, goddamn it. I'm so goddamn frustrated today, Ronbo.
I hear you.
My brother just bought a hotel in the Midwest, all cash. You know what I'm saying? And it's he needs to fix it up, but you know what I'm saying? He doesn't own it. He doesn't owe a damn thing. He bought that damn thing cash. You know, and talking about family, like you talking about Nick Bosa, you know, my family, my Samoan dad and my Punjabi mama taught me how to be a boss from day one. You know, when owning motels in the 80s, in the hood, a Southside Modesto, you know, and we had a few of them. But we made it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? We made it out the mud to car dealerships, to restaurants, to hotels, not motels. We moved on up. But one thing he taught me, rest in peace, Dad, is to be a damn boss. So I need Jed York. And you talk about the car in the driveway, Ronbo. Has it been stolen? Has it been repoed? You know? And no, Ronbo. It's been goddamn sold, okay? Nick Bosa, matter of fact, Jed York needs to start popping a cigar in his damn mouth and start being a boss, okay? He needs to start being a boss because listen, this is going to shock all of you guys. You know what I'm saying? But listen, what we did with DeForest Buckner, that made them say, "Oh, we're not doing that again." But they tried to get the same guy, 6'5". Oh, he's close to Defoe's size. Kinlaw ain't Defoe. But guess who jumped on that? The Colts. I'm signing Nick Bosa, and I'm tired of his shit if I'm Jed York with a cigar in my mouth, got the sunglasses on in a dark goddamn room, maybe watching Samuel Jackson or something to pump my ass up. But I'm signing Nick Bosa, giving him his extra $4 million this year. And when we win that Super Bowl, Ronbo, I'm trading his ass. I'm trading his ass to the goddamn Indianapolis Colts so he could be with Bosa. And I'm drafting me Marvin Harrison Jr., who also his dad played for the Colts. I'm signing him because I told you guys we could have saved $30 million, but they got trigger finger all happy. You know what I'm saying? Happy feet. Because of the Kinlaw trade, they didn't get rid of Bosa. I told you guys who Garrett Wilson, who the Jets have, who was a offensive player, the rookie of the year last year. We could have had him and saved $30 million. So guess what? I'm trading him and I'm trading Debo. I'm saving $30 million and I'm getting a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. for basically free. And I'm going out there with all that money and the draft picks for the Colts gave me to get a defensive end, maybe two of them, Ronbo.
Okay.
So, yeah. So you got to feel me and just keep an open mind because I know they're going to hate in the chats tonight about this. But I'm winning me the Super Bowl this year, and I'm keeping this team together for the next 5, maybe 7 years. I'm not saying, okay, everything's going to fall off because we can't pay all these dudes. We got all stars. I'm keeping Juszczyk because I'm saving all that money. I got Kittle. I got McCaffrey. I still got Purdy under his rookie contract. And guess what? I got all these draft picks now, and I got a lot of money. Talk to me.
No, your plan sounds like one that it possibly could work. It's got a lot of potential. You got to worry about draft picks when they're coming out like that because some guys look great in school, and when they get to the pros level, all of a sudden they get a reality check. But you know what? At this point, do something. I like the point about Jed intervening because Jerry Jones would have told Kyle and Dad, you guys, listen, let me handle this. Somebody say or do something.
Listen. And you know what? We could get somebody as an emergency right now and sign Melvin Ingram as a defensive end who's still got some juice left in the tank, baby. Get somebody like that in the building who has a lot of experience. But you know why I'm so hyphy today? I'm feeling some type of way. I'm feeling excited. And I believe, Ronbo, is because I just saw that Colorado, University of Colorado with Deion Sanders and his son. Nobody believed in him. You know what I'm saying?
Look out for Deion.
And the school he came from, and even Travis Hunter and Shador Sanders. I mean, he broke the all-time record at Colorado with over 500 yards. I believe, like I'm telling you guys to believe. You can't just say, "Oh shit, it didn't work out with Kinlaw," and not be ready to pull the trigger. You got to take some goddamn chances, man. And Jed York has to grow some balls and start being a boss, man.
Well,
that's all I'm going to say, man.
He used to do that, and he'd get in the way because he didn't know what he was doing. Actually, Jed may have evolved. He may know more about what he's doing.
Though.
He was a child when he first came in.
It's time that he learns from his own mistakes. He's a grown-ass man. He's a billionaire. He's a boss. Jerry Jones didn't tell anybody in the building he was getting Dak Prescott because he's a boss. That was a boss move. And you got to be a boss, Jed York, and pull some boss moves because, hey, we can't keep all these dudes. And Nick Bosa is starting to piss me off. So guess what? He's only leasing the car. He does not own the car. Jed and the 49ers own the car, and we sold the damn car, baby. All right? That's what I'm talking about. We sold the damn car. It didn't get repoed. It did not get stolen. We sold that son of a bitch. And that's how it rolls over here in the fucking 415 Northern California, all the way to 209, baby, Northern California. That's how we roll, baby, in Northern California. Stand up, microphone drop. Let's go.
Good stuff, Jack. Tell you what, I'll be back midweek, hopefully I'm saying other things than, all right, guys, we're ready for Pittsburgh now. Because, first of all, Nick's not going to be able to play. If he comes in the middle of the week, I'm not playing him. What is he going to do? Go out and pull a muscle? He hasn't been working out all season long. I need a week for him to see, this is what's pissing me off the most. Nick's not ready to play. You can work out all you want to. It's not like getting out there and scrimmaging. Okay. Jack, I'll see you midweek. Hope you got time for us.
Deion Sanders got me believing, baby. I'm telling you, I believe in now. Gonna knock your motherfuckers out. I believe in now.
He's all pumped up
Jack's
now.
gonna go and put it down. Let's go, baby. Week 1.
Jack, have a great day, Jack. I'll talk to you shortly. Oh, God. Ramelia Sports, that can't be. Save the money. Niners haven't won a Super Bowl with Bosa either. See, this is the thing. This is why one reason we got to hurry and win a Super Bowl to make Ramelia Rudy shut the hell up with that silly 2-trophy winning butt after 60 years talking trash. It makes no sense. Hey, let's go to 201 New Jersey. Hello, New Jersey.
Hello?
Yes. And who is this?
This is Kieran Ronbo.
Kieran, hey, Kieran, man. I've been seeing you a lot all over the chat and going to games and saying hello, and we don't talk very much. I think we haven't talked in a couple of years.
It's been a long time, brother.
Yeah.
You know I'm always tuned in, though.
I noticed. Appreciate you, too. Well, Kieran,
Hey, man, this
you want to
Nick
weigh in
Bosa
on this
thing
madness?
is kind of driving me crazy,
yeah,
man.
You and me both, man. That make no sense.
$4 million, bro? Come on, man.
We're fighting over $4 million. After you get to that point, $4 million, the 49ers are worried about every little dollar now going into the cap hell that they're worried about looking like the Rams next year. That's what their thing is.
You know him and his family not starving for money, so
I know.
$4 million, you got to do right by us a little bit. You know we got to sign Ayuk still, you know?
I know, Nick. Can you go 2? What did you do before? Oh.
I hear a lot of people in the chat talking about this year's wide receiver class is good, but we got Ayuk now. I'd rather have Ayuk now, you know?
I would too.
He's been through the troubles with Kyle, man. You know how finicky Kyle is, man. We
Good
draft
point.
another wide receiver, we might not see that wide receiver.
And he's going to
like
argue with
Danny
Kyle.
Gray or somebody else.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
I can't have no more wide receivers in Kyle's doghouse. I'm worried about the defense. I'm not going to lie. So we need to sign Bosa. But if it's just $4 million, just cut somebody or do whatever you have to do.
Right?
Just get it done, man, and make the money back a little bit next year or something like that, man. Like, come on, man. $4 million?
Because think of the ramifications. That $4 million you're so worried about. Think of the ramifications if Nick doesn't play. Think of the strain and struggle it's going to put on that entire defense now. Nick is that important. You got to have him. That man is pure hell.
Gotta have him, yeah. We don't have nobody on the edge that's a beast like Bosa. So
No, nobody in the league does. Well, I take that back. Cleveland, Garrett is good. Miles is good. There's 2 or 3 guys, but that's very few. The rest of the league has guys.
Defensive player of the year, he wants to get paid like one. That's all it is to it.
I know, but he's wait. He really could be waiting for Chris to get paid over in Kansas City. He could be waiting for this Panthers guy to get paid as well. If they're doing that, I wish they would grow the hell up, okay, and stop it.
Nah, but he's talking about missing like 8 weeks or something like that. We can't afford Bosa to miss 8 games or 8 weeks and all that stuff, man.
Can you imagine that?
Can't have it, bro. We don't have the depth like we had last year anyway.
No. And in that case, make it so, and you cover that $4 million, make it so that they'll never sign Smith over in Kansas City, because if Kansas City Chiefs cannot afford to pay in excess of, they cannot go north of 34. My question is, can Kansas City go north of 30? I mean, come on, you going to get Patrick to restructure his contract? You're going to get
I don't know.
Kelsey?
They seem like long as they got Mahomes and Kelsey, they seem like they okay with everything else. We can't afford that. We have a new defensive coordinator. How is he going to coordinate the defense if you don't have the main piece, which is Bosa? It doesn't make sense to me. They said they had money already for Bosa. This shit should have been done with. Don't you think? Like, how's Wilkes? He already got to take a few weeks to even get acclimated in the defense. This is not his scheme. He's adjusting to our scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that.
Yes.
His thing is the secondary. And our secondary is hurt right now. So how you not going to have Bosa? That's the main cog right now. We need that. But for $4 million, this shit should have been done. If that's what they saying, I don't know what it is. I think it's a little bit more.
Guaranteed.
And then he can't play week 1 if he can't even practice the first week.
I would not put him out there this weekend. Even now, I would not tell Nick he's playing this weekend. Here's the thing. You could give him a $70 million deal, and Tony suggested this. Give him a $70 million bonus and kill that cap. You don't have to sit there and argue about this like they're doing. That's what I'm saying with Jed.
Nah.
Jed should just come in and say, listen, guys, let's
After
scatter
all
his
this
payments
stuff
out
with
over
Trey
a period.
and everything,
Give him that $70 million up
it
front.
doesn't make sense, man.
Oh.
You can't have Bosa just sitting on the sidelines watching the game, and we in Pittsburgh. Nah, not like that. T.J. Watt gonna go off.
Oh.
We need Bosa so he can go off.
And if anything, I don't want to get into a shootout because I don't think the Steelers are actually going to stop the offensive line. Offense. I don't think they're going to be able to stop the offense, but I do worry about if it's going to get into a shootout. Well, how are we going to do? Whoever has the ball last wins. I don't want that kind of game.
I guess it depends on Brock's arm, to be honest with you, because nobody really knows what condition he's really in. You know, they had him amped up, then they checked the reps back, so no one knows.
Well, that rep back,
and with our offensive line,
I know,
still kind of scary to me, man. I don't know how the offensive line is going to be. You confident in our offensive line?
To a small degree, because the only inexperienced guy there is McKivitz.
Every time we doubt the Niners going into the season, they end up showing us up. I don't know why.
So we need to put more pressure on ourselves then.
Yeah, I guess so. You're right.
I like that, Steven. He's right. Every time I've come into a game thinking we're going to win it, we got our brains beat up. Well, they get brains beat up, but we lost. And when I thought we were going to have a problem, they surprised me. So maybe there's some truth to that. It's just stressful, Kieran. I don't want to be sitting up here worried about Bosa. I mean, I could worry about other players on this team, but not him. I look at Jake. Jake can't kick. I'm worried about him, but not to the level of worried about Nick. God.
Now, I'm glad that we signed that kicker that already kicked in Pittsburgh, so at least he's acclimated to the elements and everything. So he's familiar, even if it's for one game. Let Moody get right before he start kicking. I can't take Widnowski kicking no more, missing extra points and all that stuff. No.
Oh, that was embarrassing. And Mitch doesn't want to do it anymore either. So, get on. A pure pleasure, fam. Maybe Wednesday we'll be singing Ooh La La. I don't know.
I think we're going to be singing Ooh La La. I just think the score going to be close. That's all.
No, Wednesday's midweek.
We definitely going to be singing Ooh La La.
Well, Sunday. The Steelers, they think they can beat us, too. A lot of analysts do, too. All right. They got that right.
Yeah, I can't wait till they lose. Hey, bro, good talking to you, man. I ain't going to hold you up, man.
Appreciate you, fam. All right. Shout
I'll
out
call
to New
in
Jersey.
soon, brother.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
All right, Kieran.
All right, brother.
All right. God. Edmund.
Ronbo.
Edmund.
What's up, man?
Oh, Edmund, man, ain't nothing good. Nothing nice. I'm trying to understand why we're still having this conversation about Nick Bosa. It should have been over a long time ago. We don't have a plan B. I'm going to stop asking that question. And
right.
What is the problem here? What do you think is holding things up?
I try to stay balanced, right? So I see it from both sides. I mean, I understand what the 49ers are trying to do, and I understand what Nick Bosa or Nick Bosa's agent, whichever you want to, maybe one and the same. I know what they want, right? And I do think both sides. I think the 49ers do want to make him the highest paid. It's just that language gets kind of tricky.
Yep.
And it's definitely extended on longer than any of us thought it would. But Ronbo, unless he signs Monday or Tuesday, I don't expect to see him in week one. I don't. I wouldn't. The fact that it went all the way through training camp tells me that, I know these reports come out and all that stuff, but I don't really believe any of that because as soon as a report comes out saying they're not close, he could be signed the next minute. We don't know.
True.
The reality is he isn't signed, whether they're $1 million apart or $4 million apart. That's all we care about, right? So, and people talking about trading him and all that, bro, that is no. That is not the answer. We are not better without Nick Bosa. It's like Trent Williams for our offense.
Yeah.
If we lose Trent Williams, our offense completely changes. If we don't have Nick Bosa, our defense completely changes. So, no, I mean, we just have to grin and bear it, I think. And, again, I was talking to Danny on Twitter, Danny G, and I basically told him, I said, look, week 1, Pickett sucks. He's going to look good because Nick Bosa ain't there. Nick Bosa will be signed that very week. I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah. Because if we – something – here's the thing. I mean, if we win the game – and then Nick says he's going to sit back and say, well, let's see how they do against the Rams. Well, why worry about that? Because the Rams aren't going to do well against the 49ers.
Detroit versus everybody, Thursday night.
So in that case, the following week, there's week 3. Who do we play? I think it's somebody worthwhile.
Let me take a look real quick.
That's going to be a test. Okay, if Nick is going to sit around, I'm sure Nick's ready to go. But his family and the agent said, Nick, let me just sit tight, be patient.
It's the Giants on I believe a Monday night, Thursday night. Thursday night at home against the Giants.
Oh man, I tell you, see that's see the Giants are not. They got Waddle over there. What's his name from the Raiders?
Yeah, Darren Waller. Yeah,
Waller. You see. Danny, you know what? Danny Jones has a way of all he's got to do now is throw the ball up. We don't have anybody who can guard Waller. And if we're going to put Isaiah Oliver at him, he's going to do the same thing that Derek Carr did. Just throw the ball up high and put that mismatch to work. You can put Waller on one end and 2 guys on the other side, and you're going to ruin a team's defense immediately. So I'm saying, you guys, come on, man.
Yeah.
You got to get to the quarterback so he can't throw the ball. I need Nick.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, we know that our defense. I mean, I think we're a little bit different than a lot of teams. Like Kansas City's better with the lead, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I think we're good no matter what. But I do think, again, if we do have that 2-score lead, we know our pass rushers can really take over the game and seal it.
Yeah.
So I like that point. I like that point you made about Chris Jones, though. I didn't think about that, but it could be intertwined, even if it's just a little bit, right? Because even though they technically play different positions, both of them want to make more than Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
So that's really the key.
It's 2023. The standard, the price has gone up, and
right. So, I will say I think Chris Jones will be out longer, though, because Kansas City, it's not that they don't have Super Bowl aspirations. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I think they're more willing to not pay him because we saw they didn't pay Tyreek, right? So that kind of gives the credence to like, okay, if I had to bet on one of these guys playing, I'm going to take Nick Bosa, right? Like,
no, really, seriously. Here's the thing. Like you mentioned, the question would be, if between Tyreek Hill and Chris Jones, who makes more sense to keep on the Kansas City Chiefs?
Well, it's interesting because, obviously one got traded, but I think at the time I would have said Tyreek, but I get why they chose Chris Jones. I've always said, like my dad, right? He asked me all the time, he's like, when it comes to a quarterback, do you invest in the offensive line more or do you invest in his receivers more? And the answer really is both. But if you have to choose one, I think you have to protect that investment, right? So with the Chiefs, they said, well, we think Mahomes will be fine without Tyreek, but our defense will not be the same without Chris Jones, right? Because their defense is bad with him.
I know, right? But you know what? Chris Jones has a stat that he's on top of the league. He is their playmaker. He is the one that does make it tough on quarterbacks.
He's the guy that sets everything up. If he's not getting think about it. Guy had 15.5 sacks while getting double teamed every play, right? You take that out. You take away what he does against the run. And you're basically saying not only is Kansas City going to be last or close to last every game, they're going to be playing shootouts. And when you play shootouts, Ronbo, even though you have Mahomes, guess what? He's going to get hit more.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen.
You put him in risk and your shootout factor. And they've lost games in shootouts. The Raiders beat him in a shootout. I think the Bills have done that. They don't always win those shootouts. The Rams beat them that year. They had neither team wanted to play any kind of defense. They scored 100 points. Really one less than 100 points that night. And I'm looking at that game. This is a cartoon. This can't be real. Ain't nobody gonna play no defense. So yeah, you can't have that.
You want a back or you good? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it's tough. You know, you all these teams are trying to do is keep their teams intact, right? A lot of people sit there and say, well, they don't have Chris Jones, but they still got Mahomes. Yeah, but again, Chris Jones is, I mean, he is their defense.
Yeah.
You can't even name two other good players on their defense.
Right?
Oh, like,
I was just sitting I was thinking that. Who else plays defense with them? Over in the Chargers, same thing. They got a great offense. They got two of the premier wide receivers in the league. They got the man himself playing a quarterback. I said, come on, man. You got to have defense to win in this league. I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
And we gotta pull up. I'll see you midweek.
Man.
And at least we can say things like, well, we
good.
got Nick in camp now. Let's just roll from here. Maybe we can get past the Steelers. I'm ready to say that. I don't care.
Yeah. Hey, Ronbo, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Nick Bosa signs in the next 48 hours. I really do.
Yes, 24 days. We will. Edmund, always a pleasure. Talk to you later, fam.
Absolutely. You too, man. All right.
Edmund. Rakib, hey, how are you, brother? Rakib, you know, this is to ask me that question right now, terrible. I'm hating this. He says, I know we need Bosa, but making him one of the highest paid players in the NFL, I don't know about that. He doesn't even need to be the highest player in the NFL. He just needs to be the highest defender, right? Because he's not going to, Nick knows better, his Cam knows better going to be asking for Dak Prescott and Mahomes money, and everybody else is getting paid north of $40 million. But he does want north of 30. Okay, we understand that. Aaron Donald, everybody, he set the standard. Thank you, Rams. You messed up again. And ain't want. Anyway, that's what we're waiting on for now. Rakeem, thanks, so fam. Hey, Evan.
Ronbo.
Evan. Well, Evan, shed some light on this situation, man. I'm looking for somebody to make me feel better, but actually, I'm not feeling any better. Evan, can you put a silver lining on this dark cloud, or what is it? What are you thinking?
No, I'll probably just make things worse, honestly.
Okay, acceptable.
I think it's time to go to Plan B.
You have.
Unfortunately, Jordan Willis is still out there. Last I checked, but bringing someone in, they're probably going to want $4 million.
Minimum.
So, yeah,
you're right.
Pay the guy the $4 million and be done with it.
But now you don't have that $4 million you could have gave Nick. Evan, you're right. You made it worse.
That's what I'm saying. So, I don't know. Hopefully, like you said, even if he signs tomorrow or Tuesday, he's not playing. Not this Sunday. Week. And at that point, you might as well have him sitting at home on the couch just foaming at the mouth because, if he sees that they're struggling out there, that might, persuade him to, do what TJ Watt did and kind of bypass his agent and
run into there and say, look, my agent's out here and he doesn't know I'm here. Let's just get the papers out here. Let me sign them and let's be done with this. I'll tell my agent bad news later. I mean, you're right. TJ did do that. I loved it.
Yeah. But, those Bosa boys, they stand their ground too. So.
They do. I mean, what's his name? Joey missed, what was that, year before last? Joey missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think he missed like 3 weeks, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know who's going to start Cleveland Ferrell if he's not there.
Oh, well, he has to. I mean, he's the senior on that group. Ferrell on one side. Who's on the other side? Hyder
and Jackson. I think Drake Jackson might.
Yeah, Drake's got to play.
he's been promoted to starter. But.
God. I mean, this is just.
And you know that I forget the quarterback's name, Pickett. He's pretty mobile. He can move around. So
yeah, he can. I've got.
I mean, if he has time, I'm, expecting him to be running, and our defense isn't super great against running quarterbacks. So
no, we've proven that.
That might be a problem.
And that wide receiver, they got Pickens. Oh,
yeah.
God. Don't they have another wide receiver that's not bad, too? They got a tight end, I know.
Yeah, I forget who. Yeah.
I
mean, they have a solid team. They're pretty good.
Do.
They're young, but,
Yeah. And they got this one big kid, too. Really big. I'm talking 6'9". He's really long. And he's a receiver. I don't know if he's a tight end or just a receiver, but he is huge.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out there. But
when it's too late, as I'm looking at screen, that's the guy I was talking to Evan about. Jesus Christ. Look at that. Javaris looks like a midget next to that dude. Oh. And what is the score now? Then Steelers lead 21-0 after the end of one. Oh, God. Evan, I'm envisioning disaster already. I got to stop.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, not to sound pessimistic or anything, but
God.
I mean, I know Nick isn't, going to make all the plays in the game, but, when it comes down to that fourth quarter and, they're driving and, they got a third and short situation, he usually shows up in those kind of moments.
Well, not only that, I want that quarterback to feel fear. With the frontline defense we have now, including Nick, there is no quarterback in the league in his right mind that's going to feel comfortable. I don't have Hargrave and Eric Armstead in the middle and have Nick on the side for a quarterback to feel comfortable. I want him on every snap to start seeing ghosts. I want him to hear footsteps. I want him getting rid of the ball before he wants to because of fear for his very life. We have that if we had that group together. But without it, teams are going to not stay up all night figuring out what to do with the 49ers defense. I'm really, really concerned about that.
It would be kind of interesting if, I know they would never do this, but if the Niners started Graham at Mike and then moved Fred to like a defensive end, kind of like Micah Parsons, I wonder what that would look like. If Nick's absent.
Yeah, I like that idea, but Fred's just a little too light. Offensive lineman will cut him off. I don't know if he can quick him every time. You know what? We've got another linebacker. You don't necessarily have to play a rookie. Coach is thinking about something like he's trying to figure out a platoon system. Evan, you're probably on to something there because they know Nick's not going to make it this week. They know it. Even if we are sitting here guessing, they know Nick's not coming this Sunday. And even if he signs tomorrow, he ain't playing this weekend.
Yeah. And the most frustrating part about this, Ronbo, is that they've had all off season to iron this thing out since February.
Earlier.
But no, they had to drag it out all the way.
But you're right. We're going to be Blitz City this week. That's plan B, Evan. The 49ers are going to blitz their mind out.
Yeah, they're going to have to scheme something up because it might be a rough week for us.
Yeah.
But like I said, even if he's in the building the next couple of days, he hasn't been hitting nobody.
No, that's what I'm concerned with. And he's going to want to play. They're going to have to tie Nick up at game time, or he can stay in the Bay Area. You're not playing.
He missed
Nick.
pretty much his senior year in college with the sports hernia, didn't he?
Yeah, he had to heal up for the draft. That's right.
Yeah, so and he's had hamstring issues, pretty much his whole career. So those soft tissue things creep up on him.
He's had every injury a football player can have. And still manages to play at a high level. Evan, we're going to go. And as I say, midweek, we'll be singing Kumbaya like we like to do, or like I like to do. because Nick will have signed. At least he'll have signed. I don't care if he doesn't play week 1, but I want him to be honest, ready to go by week 2 and 3. Damn it. All right. Evan, appreciate you, fam.
With everything that's happened with, Trey and, all the fans kind of feeling weird about all those situations, we need him in the building. They can't blunder that too.
I mean, please, and thank you on that. All right, Evan. I'll see you a little later in the week.
All right, Ronbo. Have a good shout out to everyone out there, and have a good night.
Hey, Michael. Oh, speaking of Michael, big show. How many times are we going to reset the Bosa signing clock?
Hey, Rob, how's your night going, buddy?
Well, terrible, Michael, to be honest. I don't really...
I know, man. I'm still thinking. I'm like, Lamar Bosa. I mean, we're 5-10 without Bosa. That doesn't look good.
Is that how bad we are? Remember when he was out that season? How many games did we win that
2020.
season?
2020, we were, I think he was out.
We won
13 games in 2020. Yeah. One game in 2021.
What was our record?
Game in 2020.
Do you remember our record? Did we win? Is that the year we almost made the playoffs?
Only teams that we beat are all the crappy teams. The Rams, the Patriots, all the crappy teams. We beat the crappy teams without Bosa. All the good teams, we got Creed.
Which is why I'm glad we did not make the playoffs that year. I remember because we were worried about the Saints.
2020.
Yeah, and the Saints, they got ahead of us somehow.
I mean, I'm hoping Bosa signs by the end of the week and just keep him out for week 1. Tie him, like you say, tie him up. Don't let him sit there and,
he's
try to get himself back into just tie him up. Tell him, here, we'll get him as much as he wants. Look at the playbook, study for week 2 so you can take out the Rams harder. No, really.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He has no idea. Well, he may, but he doesn't know what Steve Wilkes is doing. Coaches.
He doesn't know. That's like sitting home like, okay, what's Steve Wilkes doing? What's he doing? What kind of lineup is he setting up on the defense?
I mean, what are they doing different? There's schemes and things and numbers different? And signals that he's got to learn. You know what? Maybe he's already learned those. And
I don't like how the caller says about trading Bosa. I wouldn't trade Bosa. That would be the biggest mistake in 49ers history.
I know.
Trade something like that.
Yeah, I can't. Jack was coming up with options, but I don't want to trade Nick though.
No. You keep Bosa because, like I said, there's plenty of receivers out there. You could always do something with Ayuk. Maybe use him as a trade piece, maybe in the future. Because there's a lot. Look at Bell's coming in. Maybe Bell be maybe the next Ayuk. I think Bell might be the next one in line.
He does look good, doesn't he?
Maybe, Bell could be. Look at when Ayuk got drafted. Look at everybody didn't think he was going to be this good when he got drafted by Arizona State. But Patriots were looking at him, and the Patriots took the other Arizona State receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And then they let him go. So,
I got high hopes for Roddy Bell. Roddy Bell.
Yeah, me too. I got faith in Bell. I got faith in Michigan boy. I got faith.
God, he's good.
Yeah, he could be deadly this year, guys. You got to watch out. Michigan product could be deadly out there.
I mean, I realize who he was playing
against.
You
never know.
And he's running wide open all the time, but still, you can't. Kendrick Bourne came in like that. Bell looks like a level above Kendrick.
Very true. And I have faith in Bell. That's why I would think if you can't, you want to keep both of these, you might have to do something with IU. Either use them as a trade bait, get a first round for them. There's plenty of receivers out there you can find. You got Bell. You can always find another receiver. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I know you don't want to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
As a 49er fan, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I was already concerned when they said they were over the cap already before next year.
Yes.
That Ayuk's contract was going to be incredibly difficult. And Ayuk says, look, this is not my problem. I'm here to play and get paid. Okay, if y'all can't afford me, I got to go. I love you, but I got to go.
Like I said, if Ayuk does superstar good this year, and you're not going to pay him, but we're going to give the money to Bosa, he might say, guys, I'm sorry. That's it. Maybe he'll follow Jimmy G to the Raiders. Jimmy G and him. You never know.
I could see the Raiders. I can see the Patriots.
The Raiders got Devontae Adams, but Devontae Adams could go. Maybe he could go to the Jets.
My God.
Rodgers.
Devontae Adams and Ayuk on the same team with that running back they got. And then they got Renfro.
Running back, yeah.
Man.
That'd be deadly.
And the Raiders got a couple extra bucks, don't they? Anyway, let's not. Listen, we're gonna figure out a way something with Ayuk. I don't care if we got to cut 2 or 3 other guys that are on the B list. Ayuk
I'm
needs
not
to be
worried
a
about
49er.
Pittsburgh for something.
Yeah,
and Pittsburgh, I'm not worried about. I think they're gonna get beat. I would say that we got too much good talent out there. We got too much good talent of offense. We can score. If Purdy can score a lot for us and give us over 33 points, I think we'll take our Steelers out.
Think that'll be enough?
I don't think Pittsburgh can score no more than 30 points. No. Something's going to hit us. Remember, these other players out there, they're going to say, okay, Bosa's out there. We got to step up.
Everybody just step up, yeah.
We got to step up to the plate.
You know, Cleveland Farrell look.
I have faith in the 49ers. I have faith of the rest of the guys. I have faith for our defense. I'm not giving them up. I have faith. I'll put the Army out there, and I'll make sure they stop them. I don't care.
You know, we got
without Bosa. Yep.
Play a ball control offense. We're running the ball a lot.
Keep the
clock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep them off
it's all about. It's all about time possession. Yep. It's all about running the clock and time possession of the clock. That's the key.
Michael, I feel better already. You know, we have some.
Yeah.
Even though Kyle gets a lot of flack, we have some intelligent people running the team on both sides of the ball.
In the offense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we do. Offense and defense. Trust me, we're gonna win, guys. Don't give up. Don't think, we're gonna get beat without Bosa. We'll be fine.
Yes.
We'll be fine. We're due for the first win in their first game of the season. We're due, guys. We're due to start off good. That's what I believe in.
Hold on a second. I got to warn somebody. Matthew, you do not listen, guys. For all you guys from other teams, if I see another shot taken at Sharice, I do not allow attacks on women. I do not. You got one more time. I'm seeing you, dude. Don't do that again. You will not use that kind of language with Sharice. Do you understand? That's your last warning. Go ahead.
Right, you got to respect our 49er girls, man. Our 49er girls, man, we got to be blessed for them, man. They bring us 49er guys in this world. We got to be blessed.
Damn right, especially not even a 49er.
Females, we wouldn't be here today. We black left all 49er females. I'm very proud to be a 49er fan with them, too. Because they should be 49er fans with us, guys.
Well, Michael, listen, get back to your situation. You're making me feel better with the fact that we got what we got going on. Yeah.
No, I do. I think we'll be fine. Like I said, Ronbo, you'll be seeing Ooh La La Sunday. I can see it.
Yes. I
can see it on the. Mm-hmm.
If we get off the field and win that game, Michael, I would say, guys, we survived it. Nick just said the other day, the Rams are never going to be an issue. Wait till next week. We will be 2-0 because the Hawks have been winning.
Yep.
And hey, Michael, you know the Hawks are going to win the first 2 games.
And that's it.
You know?
Yep. Now, I wonder what the weather's going to be Sunday. I'd like to know what the weather's going to be Sunday in Pittsburgh.
That's what
I got to check that out.
It's not time to get cold in Pittsburgh yet, is it?
It's supposed to be the 90s in Connecticut and New York.
Really? So it can't be that much cooler in Pittsburgh.
Yep. No, Pittsburgh. I would say Pittsburgh maybe 80.
Yes, that's California-style heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is a good time to play those East Coast teams.
It's going to be hot this week here. It's going to be hot. I don't know about there. You guys are.
Do we have to go to the Giants? Do we have to go to New York? Are they coming to us?
I thought he came over.
No, New York is our first home game. I think.
Yes, Giants will be. Yeah, so we got to go out to the Rams, and then we'll be home against the Giants.
Ah, yes. We'd have to go. Yes.
It's Thursday night. Remember the guy said Thursday night
right.
play game.
Yes. All right.
Yep.
Michael, we ran our clock. Okay, listen, I'll see you midweek.
That's okay, brother. That's all right. That means we won the game, guys.
Yes. You made me feel better already, a little bit.
I feel better too, man.
All right, fam. I'll talk to you in a minute.
Brother. All right, Ronbo, you have a good night. We're going to have fires, keep the faith, and we're going to win Sunday, buddy.
Yes. Rodney Williams says Jed needs to be a man about this situation. Bosa is in breach of his contract. He needs to be with the team regardless if he wants a new deal or not. And the thing is, Nick has 8 weeks before he gets to the serious trouble because Nick's not worried about the fines issued for each and every day. And you know the 49ers aren't going to really charge him those fines. After he charges, they go, hey, Nick, don't even worry about those fines. You know how that's the league policy. We'll waive that. And we're going to give you a little extra, too, as well. So, you know, good to see you again. Let's go. I like it. Hey, Tony. Thanks, Rodney.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony. Well, Tony, here we are as Niner fans. We have learned how to. We can't develop a callus because we worry so much. Have to. There's always something going on. Tony and Nick Bosa, his agent, is sit back playing hardball like I've not seen with the 49ers for a long time. Jesus, Tony, shed some light on this situation. If you got a plan B, I'm dying to know. There is no...
Well, brother, I'm gonna put it to you this way. First question. Does Nick Bosa want to play for the 49ers?
I can answer that.
That's
he does.
The $1 million question.
No, he does.
Okay. He does. I would say the same thing. You know why? Because there's no other player on the team that can do whatever the fuck he wants and no one's going to ask him a question.
Right. Right.
Except for Nick. They don't care where he is in the off season. They don't care what he does.
And when he
always comes back in tip-top shape, and he's ready to go. He's probably doing a 15-mile jog right now. All right?
15.
Don't even worry about it. If Nick wants to play for the 49ers, Nick's going to play for the 49ers. If Nick has told his agent, I want to play for this team, Nick is playing for this team. All right? It's just that crocodile agent of his wants every other penny for himself. He's on a commission.
I know.
All right? So, me personally, the only other thing I could think of is if Nick said to the agent, if it doesn't work out with the 49ers, I want to create history and I want to play with my brother. That's the only other thing I could
Somebody
think of.
suggested that too, Tony. Nick would not be... Joey's got a contract. We couldn't tamper with him anyway. But somebody did say that.
No. For Nick to go and play over where his brother is.
Oh.
Not his
him,
brother
not,
coming over.
Not Joey come to us, yeah.
Tony, he don't want to play with a bully. His brother been bullying him his whole life, man.
Right?
Hey, Joey better know Nick grew up.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. And Jack is 100% right when he said Jed needs to grow some balls. Because if this contract, all right, if this contract is dragging out this much, and we know Nick's going to sign. I told you the other day, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Right? Nick's going to sign here. Now, and what Jack was saying from a business standpoint, they better start talking to our youth from now.
Yeah.
Right? So that we don't get into the same predicament next season.
And
you don't have to make deals. Just start communications now. All right? And if I was Jed, I would say that because then that gives me the option before the draft, whether I can get a couple of first-round picks for him or whatever the case may be, and get a player like Bell or what's that other specimen over there? I forgot his name at the Seahawks, that big, tall, muscly dude that's got zero body fat.
Oh, God. Now his name slips me. But everybody knows who you're talking about.
You know what I mean? Or DK Metcalf.
DK.
Thank you, brother. Or I can get a player like him. So I don't want to be in this predicament next year.
It'll be 4 years in a row.
On your bike. Yeah.
Sick of this.
I mean, this is ridiculous. And Jed has to, York has to step in and do something about it. Or he could have said to him, well, if Nick wasn't going to sign, I could have kept Ebukam, I could have kept Amenahu, and I could have signed Ngakwe, all right, and a few other players there to sort of keep the 98% of the line the way it is now.
Man. God.
All right, but you just effed me in the backside, right? Because you guys aren't doing your job, mate. What's going on?
Hey, but Nick's camp is using that as leverage too. Listen, they've gotten rid of pretty much all that quality depth they've had. The 49ers are going to have to come our way, or else. They play. It's cutthroat, dog eat dog in that world of negotiations, Tony, and you know it. Nick will sit out a week or two and look for the 49ers to lose a game, but not because Nick is loyal. Not like T.J. Watt ran into the office and said, look, later for the agent, I'm here to sign. I don't know if Nick's got that kind of personality, right? So he's going to, the Bosa family, they listen to the agent. They let the agents handle things. And apparently they've had great luck down through the years, and they're not going to deviate from that. Now, that's what's worried me the most.
Ronbo, Nick's probably lost out there. He's probably found some Jamaican dude, and they're in some house blasted.
You can see the smoke coming out of the chimney.
and they've sent out a search party to look for him to sign the contract. They can't even find the bloke. He's probably stoned somewhere.
Nick comes back singing reggae music and everything.
He's got dreads on.
Yeah, man. Nick, you ready to play? Yeah, man. No, Nick. Who is this? God.
Yeah, cool, man. What you want, boy? I'm signing the contract.
Nick, Jesus, let's go. God, it's time.
And even if they sign him the last minute, Ronbo, that guy's ready to go. He just wants to rip someone's head off. And I don't care whether he's had the program or not. I'll put Dwelly and Kittle there to chip somebody together, and I'll just say to Nick, mate, all right, you don't know what's going on? Just get the goddamn quarterback. That's your job, all right? We'll work it out as we go.
Well, he knows how to play. You're right about that. I just feel like he needs a couple of bumps before he gets into a real game situation. I don't want him out there pulling muscles, too, because, exploding off of legs that aren't ready for that. You can be as powerful as you want to, do thousands of squats and everything else, but there's something about play, and you know it. There's something about the play action that conditions your body in a different way.
Ronbo, even if Nick takes off 1 second later, he'll still get to the bloke, right?
I know, right? Don't even got to go. I'll see him midweek, and as I keep saying, I'm hoping everyone will have a fun time in the middle of the week saying, oh, God. Well, at least Nick's back in camp. So, all right.
We'll be right, mate. Don't worry about it. We will. Everything will be cool.
Yeah, man. Right. Don't ask me.
Hey, Tony, I'm coming to visit you. I'm coming to visit you in 2 months, Tony. We're gonna watch the Niner game together. So get that grill. We're gonna start grilling on that barbie, baby. All right.
Anytime you want, brother. I've got an 80,000-liter pool. I've got swim up bar. I've got a TV outside. Whatever you want, mate.
Tony's putting
you don't
together.
have to pay for accommodation. Oh. You can stay at my house for free.
There you go.
Keep those alligators away from me, man.
Hey, Jack, you can go down and get toughened up. You can be like Dundee. Hey.
Shout out to Tony, man. All right, I'm gone.
Good night, Tony. Good day, Tony.
Shout out to everyone, and see you in the next chapter, bro.
Looking forward to it. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Man. Yo, T-Flow.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
T-Flow, you know what's up, and there's a lot of good things about the 49ers. The team is tough and all those wonderful things, but this Bosa situation is just ruining everything. I just don't want to think about it, and all I can think about, Jake Moody was making me crazy for a minute, and now I got Jake Moody and Nick Bosa making me crazy. I'm looking for something else to make us crazy, but the Nick thing is just really sickening. T-Flow, let it all out. What do you want to say about that?
Well, it does kind of suck that when Niners draft good players, they deserve the money. But what was the reason why they put the salary cap again in the 90s? Do you remember?
Because the league wants more parity. There's a lot of large market teams that can afford to buy all the best players in the game all the time.
But you want to know what they should do? They should make it like basketball. When you draft your players, you can only max out with your team. You can't max out somewhere else. They should make something like that because it's kind of unfair that, other teams draft elite players, but then they can't really sign them because they have a salary cap. So that just kind of sucks. But other than that,
they've got a salary cap. It's just it's a softer cap. The NBA doesn't mind paying that luxury tax, it seems, either, because the Warriors have been paying that for a long time, I think. And other teams as well.
That's what the NFL needs to do. They got to do something like that because it kind of sucks when teams draft good players and you can't really pay them
and can't keep them.
And can't keep them, so they have to go to another team. Well, so that kind of sucks. But other than that, it's like that's the one thing about the NFL. It's business,
Ooh.
I wonder if
Smith S has an idea though. T-Flow, cap the positions.
Exactly. Do something, dude.
You don't have to cap the whole team. I mean, the whole.
Yeah, because it's kind of unfair the way it is. Just do something to make it more easier instead of, you know what? Hey, the highest cap as a DN, left tackle, is you're not going to get paid quarterback money. Sorry. All right, the quarterback's going to be is going to be the top of the line. That's it. Like, they're the ones who play in their 40s. Defensive line, they probably last until they're 30 or 31, and that's it. Then they fall downhill.
Offensive line can play a long time. Yeah, true.
Yeah, offensive line, but defensive line, they only play until maybe 32.
Yeah, because he's getting slow. Yeah, he's starting to slow down.
Yeah,
and you got to be fast.
If that, so other than that, like, I wonder if it's just the signing bonus he wants. He probably wants over $100 million because Niners have never gave anybody over $100 million.
Well, the thing is, you're talking about guaranteed money. That may be a problem too. Remember, Lamar Jackson wasn't going to play this year, and all of a sudden he came around. I don't know. I got a feeling that's guaranteed money that he's talking about. But I don't know. The bonus could actually take care of some of that. And I don't know. I can't imagine if we're talking about that. The 49ers didn't already consider that and tried to do it. And the agent said no for whatever reason. I don't know who the bad guy is, T-Flow. Is it the 49ers or is it Nick's agent? Because Nick's agent is famous for pissing people off around the league.
It could be a combination of both where basically how is a defensive player, he's been balling ever since he's been in the league, not get a guaranteed money or at least over $100 million, where other players, wide receivers, as a matter of fact, are getting, $100 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
And ever since he got in the league, he was balling. Rookie of the year, Pro Bowls, All Pro, defense player of the year, and he still can't break $100 million. That's kind of pathetic for the Niners. Just like what the first caller said.
But see, we don't know that.
Boss.
T-Flow, we don't know that's the case though.
But Ronbo, Niners have never ever gave anybody $100 million guarantee.
Well, not many teams
That's
do.
the thing right there.
Actually,
there's quite a few teams. Wide receivers got a $100 million guarantees. Quite a few quarterbacks, left tackles.
Yeah.
But the Niners, who's the highest ever in history with guaranteed money? Isn't it Trent?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'd have to look 70? Into that. I don't know.
I think it was $70 million?
Yeah, Williams might be. They didn't make a big deal out of that, but you might be right. It might be Trent Williams.
So that's probably where it is right there. Like, how could you not give the number one player in defense any money, guarantee money, and he probably wants to break that threshold. Be like, hey, Niners, just pay up the money. Just like what the first caller said earlier.
True.
Be a boss. Show them that you got money.
Yeah,
Show them that you're willing to play elite players.
We do find out, T-Flow, when we do find out what the reason was, I don't know if they were going to disclose that. I imagine it's going to be pretty hot.
Don't ever disclose it.
No.
Yeah, don't ever disclose it because they gotta. Because if it's something bad, it's gonna make the fan base pissed off. Then if it's something different, it might get other players pissed off. Like, why would you want to come to Niners? They're not gonna pay you. You maxed out everything what you did and then some, and they still won't pay you. So we don't even know what it is. But all we gotta know is Shanahan cannot go and bust an egg out there and not know what to do in offense, not give Purdy the protection, because let's just stop talking about Bosa until he happens. Let's talk about who's playing right now. That's what we should talk about. And when it comes, it comes. Because if not, it's gonna just hurt them. It's gonna hurt the fan base even more. They're gonna get more paranoid. Let's see who we got. Let's see what Shanahan can do in the offense. Let's see what Wilkes can do because the 53 is already set. Bosa's not in the 53, so let's just get over it.
I know.
And let's see.
That's a weird thing to
let's
say.
just see if
Bosa's not even part of the 53. T-Flow, we got to go.
Part of the 53.
I didn't even realize we ran the clock. Listen, is Allie's out on us again tonight? Say hi to Allie for me.
Yeah. No. She's right here.
Okay. Hi, Allie.
Hi.
Good to hear from you. We're gonna be all right though. Listen, y'all, we gotta go. I'm gonna tell you what. I'll see you midweek, and we're gonna be singing "Ooh La La." I just know it somehow.
Well, when are you gonna go on Wednesday or?
Yeah, well, midweek. It's a heat check all week long on the 49ers to see what they're doing. They got so many things to get done.
Yeah, because
they got to prepare for the Steelers. They got to travel east. They got to get Nick signed.
Allie and I will be on the way to Pittsburgh.
Is that right?
Midweek, so that's why.
If you guys get close, if you see Jake Moody from the sideline, say, "Hey, Jake, how you feeling? How's that leg?"
Now I'm gonna be telling Kyle. I'm gonna be yelling at Kyle.
You yelling at him too?
Like,
There's a lot of people to yell at.
You better protect it. Remember, it's not Jake Moody's fault. He's on the Niners. It's Kyle Shanahan for getting Moody.
Yeah, that's what yell at John Lynch too if he's down on the field. You know, God.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be yelling at all those guys.
Anyway, y'all have a good time then. And T-Flow, I tell you what,
have a good night.
I'll be looking for you midweek.
Yes, sir. All right, Ronbo, have a good night.
All right, y'all too.
Let's get a little Niner shout out.
Yeah.
Season starts, baby.
Niners! D-Flow and Alec. Y'all have a great night. All the way to Steelerville. Good time to go to the East Coast too, because 80 degrees. That's pleasant. East, man. Novato Michael.
Yeah, 80 degrees.
Yes, that T-Flow.
Hey.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Ronbo.
Hey, Michael, how you doing, man? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Oh, it's going, Are you doing okay? Is it Dr. Rombo tonight?
It's pain. I'm
got to write out a bunch of prescriptions.
I know, right? I got to write myself one too. You know what I mean? I'm really uncomfortable with this. Damn, this is bugging me. Michael, did you think for one moment that we'd be going into September, the second week, and Nick hasn't signed? In my wildest imagination, I did not come up with that. Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't think so either, but I could tell you why. I got intel why Bosa hasn't signed.
You do? Well, please share.
Yeah, I could tell you right now. He got stuck at Burning Man. He thought he was going to get on Saturday, but, it rained. So, he didn't take a Starlink, so he couldn't get direct, so he's stuck, and he thought someone else was going to be able to do it.
I've warned people every year about Burning Man.
He's stranded, so he's not going to get out till Tuesday at least, from my understanding, unless he's willing to walk the 5 miles. But anyway, that's what I hear. So,
I need that, Michael. Michael, how close are you to Old Town, Nevada?
I'm in Hamilton, so
okay. Because I was like, there used to be a Mexican restaurant over there that I used to love to eat. And I was going to suggest that you go check out. I haven't been over there in a long time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Las Guitarras, man.
Yeah, Las Guitarras. Yes. Oh. Anyway. Yeah. But anyway, Michael, give me some more. Yeah. And I making me laugh about Nick being at Burning Man. I needed that. What else are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's what it is. That's what he can't tell his agent. Like, look, let's sign, let's get this done, So, I'm sure it's going to happen. So, and he's in good shape, so I'm not too worried, Anyway, I'm looking forward to first I'm going to mention Brandon Willis because he didn't get as many snaps, but he's blocked well in the preseason. He's got good hands, apparently. That, and should I say Ronnie Bell on the offense. And looking to see Jordan Mason get a lot of more carries. And TDP made a good case to stay on the team, I would say.
He did look pretty good.
Yeah, that's, so I'm looking forward to that. And I got a question for you and the fam out there. So do you think Oliver was really a necessary signing? Because I thought we already had, between Lenore, Womack, maybe Quantrez could have come in on the corner. I don't know. And then, of course, we had to let go of Deshaun Jameson, which kind of hurt me personally.
I agree with you.
I don't know. I'll just leave that question to you.
I really agree with you so much on that. I thought Oliver, from his size, he looked appealing to play that position. He had the size, his strength. He's a little bigger than Ward. I thought he might come in and show us something. He came in and showed us something, but it wasn't what we wanted to see. So I'm disturbed by that. And also I wanted the 49ers to go ahead and take action. We don't have time to carry dead weight. If he can't do that job, Kyle, you cannot hold on to him. But maybe they got guaranteed monies. It's always about the money.
Right. Or it's they know they could do a specialty because he does have the nice height. That's one thing I will say.
Yeah. You can put him on tight ends.
He does have the height to maybe tackle.
And that's what Wilkes was worried about. The big guys can't come over there.
He had the talent that. Yeah, I just felt like we already had some talent that could have maybe filled that nickel back role in-house, but I don't know. But then again, I'm not a coach. I'm just a fan trying to watch. So
you want because Michael, they put big guys in the slot a lot now. Even George Kittle has mangled up some small people coming into the slot. So it's a trend around the NFL to put a big mismatch in the slot and see who they got covering. The guy we lost, a Shark, man, the dude would not put up with that. He didn't care how big you were. Boy, God, you were going to get stopped. I love him, but he finally got old and he lost a step. So, you know.
Sure. Man. And I thought Jimmy Ward did a fine job last year.
Yeah.
You know, but they parted ways. So, yeah. Anyway.
Well, you know what?
We and then
figure it out this weekend.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly, huh?
You know,
yeah, we will see. And then before, anyway, I was just going to mention the defense, the run defense. People were complaining the last couple of times. It was our second and third stringers out there, and you're testing guys, so I don't think it was the same.
Mm-hmm.
When we tested our fourth string defensive unit without Bosa, they looked pretty mean against the Chargers.
Yeah.
So, mind you, it wasn't their first string, but the Chargers were not chumps. So I just thought we shouldn't worry that much, really. I think we're okay, actually.
And the guys you're talking about, a lot of those guys are already gone. So yeah, the ones who could not not stop the run. So you know.
Yeah, and I do think Kinlaw is getting bashed on a little bit. I mean, from what I've seen, he has pressed the pocket.
A little better.
And when he's not, he's getting double teamed. So
yeah, that's what we want him to do.
Then again, like I said, it's second and third stringers, you know. So, you know, I understand it's a little bit of a curve there, you know, like. But anyway, I think I have faith on the guy. I think he might do okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about as much as I got to say.
All right, Michael. So that's good.
Shout out to you, man.
Really appreciate you. Hey, good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in such a long time. I just remember Novato, Michael, but yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, I only like to call in if I try to feel like I have something to say. Most people, with all the characters in the chat that we have, there's plenty of people that express my opinions in general. So,
yes.
You know, so I figured before the season, say what's up to you. Like I said, shout out to you, shout out to production and all the family, you know. And like I said, I respect you, Ronbo, because you make it sound and look so easy. That's when you realize you're that good. When you make it look easy, that's when you know you're good. So that's you.
Thanks,
like I said, lastly, shout out to all the empire on which the sun never sets.
Yes. I love that saying. The Brits are not happy about that, but we can be. Hey, Michael, don't be a stranger. Get back here as soon as you can. Have something to say. I don't care. Just get on in here, man. I miss you. All right? Man, same to you and your family. Michael? He heard me probably. I hope so. Anyway, the Big Show says worst case scenario, he may not sign at all this year. Oh, Show. If they're stuck at $4 million, they're too far apart on a price. You can remain hopeful when you're millions apart. Doesn't look good. Show. Thanks for calling the show, but you know hey, man, stop it. Steven. Show's playing his role. He doesn't even mean it. Steven in Rome.
What's up, Ronbo?
I'm sitting here in trauma. My head's ringing. It shows when they suggested, listen, if they're $4 million apart, then things are a little further out of hand than anybody would have anticipated. He's liable to not even play this year. Oh! Nah, Nick Bosa loves playing football. He'll do a TJ Watt and come in and say, enough of this foolishness, guys. My family told me to move out, but listen, I'm signing.
This is what I would see it as. If you're Nick Bosa, you kind of hurt your price tag if you sit out, you know?
Yeah, because other teams aren't going to bother with that. Well, they might, but.
Some teams might get bothered by it. Some teams might not. You're right. But he loses leverage if he sits out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like, oh, okay, you just came back from your torn ACL season and you had a spectacular season. So what? Can you do it again? You know?
And for some reason, we should win without him. Wouldn't that be amazing?
If kid doesn't sign, though, and he balls out, he's going to automatically want more money. So it's like they need to strike now or don't strike at all, and then either trade him or pay him his money eventually, which would be more. because that's what
Can you
agent's probably
imagine
going to
that?
want him to do.
More. Oh, God. What,
So
35, near approaching $40 million? Oh,
So yeah, he ends up. I mean, the team ends up hurting themselves in the long run with what they're thinking about doing if they're going to try and wait it out and see what happens. But it's, I mean,
Okay.
if they're like, I got to agree with Show. If they're $4 million off, there's something going on that we don't know, that we're never going to know. And I'm assuming it's because Nick Bosa wants to see who else gets signed, so that way he can be like, yeah, I want to be the highest.
You know, Steven, if we find out that the 49ers offered him $28 million and put a break on, that's going to cause a riot. That is going to cause a small scale riot. You guys, cut it out with the savings. All right, with this guy, you got to spend. God.
Here's the thing: what are we saving for? What exactly are the 49ers saving for? They've already kind of hinted that they're looking at younger talent that's more promising, that, you know, they're looking at draft picks again, because that's exactly what they always look at.
Always.
You know, the defense is already fortified. They just need Nick to really put that final nail in that coffin so they don't have to worry about, you know, anything long term. It's stupid. It's stupid because they would rather focus on the draft for defensive players rather than offensive players like offensive linemen.
They always have.
So it's like, what's the point of you saving for? Why are you saving to begin with? There's nothing to save. You've already hinted that Debo's probably on his last leg with you.
Every year we're going to have this for the next 4 or 5 years. They haven't paid McCaffrey yet. I don't know what's going to happen to Ayuk. George Kittle's about to run his contract. This is an ongoing thing now, and the 49ers are going to make a drama out of it each and every year. People are going to die. And I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about fans. This is just killing everybody. Every year you guys get, and they can't get it done neatly. They've always got to make a messy situation out of it. And it's got to drag on and on and on. And now we're looking at Nick Bosa, and the first week of the season is starting in a few days.
Yeah, and that's what bugs me about it, too, is that they always make it messy. They always got to, you know, throw some mud because they would rather cause a stir, so that way, you know, it shows like the other teams in the NFL, like, oh, this is how you get it done. It's like, no, that's how you lose.
That is definitely right. I mean, it's just, you know, Ayuk, Ayuk, he's leaving. You know, the 49ers are already projected over the cap next year, and they even seem to know the expansion rate and where that's going to leave them financially. How do they?
Yeah. And if you really think about it, too, Brandon Ayuk is already at his wit's end with Kyle. So
Ayuk would love to leave. He said, look, if y'all can't afford me, that's just the way it is. I mean, we could win a ring here. I'd like to. It'd up my stock. But as far as me staying around here taking less money to help the team, I ain't taking one for the team. But I understand that attitude, too, because football's a game where you don't know. You could be taken out in one play. So
exactly,
I can't be mad at the players.
You know, it's kind of crazy because, I mean, we got Rodney Bell, but is he for sure guaranteed? Is he someone that we can rely on? If
We don't know.
does
Not
leave?
yet. Yep.
Exactly. So the 49ers are probably one of the only teams in the NFL that has been well known to do really well, but also hurt themselves while doing it. And I mean, hurt themselves and like costing, you know, players to leave, kind of hurt themselves.
Yeah. Remember when Trent was with us? Nobody wanted to sign with us. Couldn't get a blue chip player for
Trent's
nothing.
an idiot.
And what that then is
Trent
that?
was like the worst GM they ever had.
I know. God.
Like, there was a point in time where I hated the 49ers, and that was with Trent Baalke.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was anxiety
time, I would rather
wasn't it?
forget. I mean, in reality, I kind of feel like Kyle is kind of going that same direction because it's like he's not producing. Yeah, he looks good on paper, but what is he really producing outside of an NFC Championship win and taking us to the NFC Championship 3 times and only winning one of those? Going to the Super Bowl once.
Well, keeping our hopes up. I mean, when you figure 3 out of 4 years, and even in that 4th year we came close to making the playoffs. Being competitive, though, Steven, it does have its value. But I hear you on getting there and not drinking. You get to the well and don't drink. You got to get it, especially with the injury situation. I don't know whose fault that is, and I've decided not to blame anybody for the injuries, but they keep occurring. And at some point, you do wonder, what do we have to do different?
Exactly. You got to wonder. I mean, look at what happened with Nick Bosa when he tore his ACL. That was MetLife. Every single player in the NFL had agreed that MetLife Stadium is probably the worst stadium you can play on because that's where the most injuries happen. Yeah. But all the other injuries, practice injuries, all that other BS, that's training camp. Those are the trainers that are causing that. And that has to be reevaluated heavily. Not only that, but, I mean, you got to look at it like this. Kyle Shanahan is most definitely on the hot seat, especially what happened after trading Trey Lance. For sure. You can't say he's not.
Not with Jed. As long as he's winning now, if he should lose, it would take a combination of things. First of all, you'd have to have Trey go over, take Dak's job, and win. And if we started losing, then you're right. Kyle would definitely be on the hot seat. But right now, Jed likes winning. It's up to stock. As Rudy's always saying, they got so much more money. They do not. They've got less than $1 billion above the 49ers, and they're ranked number 3 behind the Dallas Cowboys, who are up there at 9. It's making money for the organization to keep Kyle in there. A lot of people do have faith. A lot of people that contribute, stockholders and things like that. So as long as they're winning, you're not going to lose. Not yet, but maybe at some point. I don't know.
At some point, it's going to slow down. The momentum is going to slow down because that's exactly how it always happens.
You can't pay people.
I mean, unless you're the Chiefs, I don't know what Andy Reid's doing. I don't know what that offensive, mind of his is doing, or what that defensive coach is doing. It's just, I mean, they are all gas and no brakes, and they've been kind of like that.
You mentioned that, but Bieniemy is going to make a difference this year. But we got to go, Steve. Our clock is rolling quickly. I guess we got too many people on the phone. So, Steven, appreciate you, fam. You know this. I'll be back midweek. I got a party planned because Nick's going to sign between now and Tuesday.
You keep saying that, Ronbo.
I know, right? Every week. Every week I say it. It doesn't happen. I'm making myself crazy.
We gotta doubt them. We gotta doubt our own team because that's when they prove us wrong.
I know, every time. I kind of like that. It works. All right. Anyway, my best little Rome. I heard him back there. He was protesting something. He's probably protesting Nick. Right.
Now we put the baby gate up because he likes running around the house and causing a mess. So
no caging. You got to keep up.
He's with us right now, so he's starting to settle down.
All right, fam. I'll see you later. Have a great night, Steve.
All right, see you, Ronbo.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night. And Bill.
I'm here.
Well, Bill, Nick's not here. Bill, I with Jerry Jones, he would love to sign Nick, wouldn't he? Jerry doesn't care about paying taxes.
He'd get rid of 5 guys. I got a break. The party has already started. There was a big party down the street today. There's a bunch of them are partying. I heard from 12 neighbors that Jerry Jones has already traded 3 number 1 draft picks for Nick Bosa. And that it's going to be official next week. That we're going to see. They even guys were throwing $1,000 bills on the table, telling me to make a bid because they guaranteed they're going to keep it. That I should put $1,000 on because I'm going to lose it.
Wearing them $10,000 snakeskin boots. I know. You know what? I got to tell you though, this is not. We're not trading anybody else at the Cowboys. They need to know it. So those guys need to pick that money up. That ain't happening.
Yeah, it's I was wanted to, but I was I don't know, man. Kyle's been on some stupid stuff recently, so I don't know what kind of move he's going to do. I mean, I'm going to say that if we don't get Nick Bosa and they do trade him, that Kyle should be on the hot seat and should be fired. Especially if they do trade him to the Dallas Cowboys.
No, somebody would need an ass whooping. Jed needs to take his belt off and go right into that office and start kicking ass. There's no way they trade Nick Bosa to the Cowboys. I don't care if they give up 5 first-round picks. You do not trade within a division like that. Not with that caliber of player. Or else
That's
we
a
would have had Aaron
fireball
Rodgers
offense.
a long time ago. But, now, Bill, do you see any outlet? Now, what can the 49ers do? And can you imagine what's going on between Nick and the 49ers? And a lot of us think it's a guaranteed money. Some of us think the 49ers are trying to lowball him. I can't imagine that. I know Nick wants to play. The Bosa family has a thing about we depend on our agents. We do not interfere with their job. They don't interfere with our job, and that's the way it's been in our family as a tradition. And the Bosas always get paid. You notice that? They always get paid.
Yeah, we need to pay him. I mean, he's really good. I know he gets held a lot, but they need to pay him.
That's a whole
And
nother
they can say, hey, listen, we paid a lot of money for it. You need to, I mean, I don't know, man. This is looking really, pretty bad. Or the Niners, I'm thinking the Niners, and you're not liking this, Ronbo, they might wait until week 11 to do it. Or
What?
week 12.
No, you're right. Nick, no. I mean, Bill, look at that. Now you're making me crazy. No, he can't go past week 8. Or what is the ruling? Nick loses an entire salary if he doesn't come in by week 8.
Well, he
There's
does.
something to that.
I don't know, man. There's also somebody mentioning that Kyle wants a tank. I'm like, why does he want a tank? For what? Who's he
Who
tanking
said
for?
that? Kyle better not want a tank. That team is Super Bowl ready now. There's no doubt about the 49ers being in the Super Bowl conversation.
Well,
They've
they were
got to
bringing up. They were bringing up the thing. If he wasn't wanting the tank, why is he not getting a kicker? Why is Bosa not signing? Why is all that? We need to put him out on the blast, or we need to ask questions. Kyle, are you really tanking? Or are you trying to win? What's going on? Now we need to put that out there. And if we do that, he might just hurry up and get this contract signed and bring in Bosa and bring in Robbie Gould or another.
I knew you were going to there next. Here's the thing about Robbie Gould and Jake Moody. See, this is that bed you made. You got to sleep in it now. The 49ers cannot bring in Robbie Gould. And I realized that a few days ago, just actually. I said, you can't bring Robbie Gould in now. Because now Jake is already, mentally he's very fragile, Bill. The boy, his mind is made out of toilet paper. He has no cojones. I'm saying that because the fact of the matter is, even your worst young rookies don't come in looking like that. He is scared to death.
Yeah, well then he should go on injury IR till he sees therapy. That's my opinion. Or learn how to kick.
He knows how to kick. That's the thing. He knows how to kick.
He's got the easiest position in all of football. No offense.
No, I agree.
My cousin, he's got the easiest position in all of football. If you're going to have a mental breakdown over the easiest position, I think you need to go to ballet.
Wait, Bill. I got to contest that, though. You think about it. It is technically, physically, it is. But the thing is, you have to be mentally made out of rock. No. You're mentally got to be made out of diamond. Because the fact of the matter is, there's that crowd of 40, 50, 60,000. Jake. And you walk out there, your legs are probably starting to wobble. Your mind is starting to wander. You see the ball, it looks blurry. The snap comes off, and all you want to do is, no, wait, time. And, the thing is, I can't imagine what that's like. I need to kick this golf ball through the uprights for us to win this game. If I fail, everybody's going to blame me. That's a lot of pressure.
Cut him off. All they got to do is cut him off and just get in on with the world and kick. It's not hard. I mean,
for us to say it's easy.
It's not like you're throwing the ball. It's not like you're running it. It's not like you're playing defense, nickel, cornerback. It's not none of that, bro. This is hilarious. This is like that's why you have people like from Detroit Lions coming in saying Detroit versus everybody in a 40 chat room. Because they think this is a circuit show.
You see, that's an abused person. He's a Detroit Lions fan. That makes you automatically an abused person. He has my sympathy. Bill, we do have to go though. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna see him midweek, and I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. I've said that every week.
I'll give me a 40-under shout out, and I'm keeping an eye on the whole Nick Bosa show.
Hey, Bill, you know, we want to do something. Get some of that money those guys are laying on the table about betting for Jerry Jones and that 3 picks. You can make some money on them Cowboys. Boy, they'd be.
Yeah, I was thinking about it because you Cowboy fans are salty out there. Put it out there.
Yeah.
Because no matter who you get, no matter what you got, you ain't ever going to win a Super Bowl in your lifetime.
We got to go, man. Hang in there. Don't let me get away with nothing. I'll see you midweek.
Faithfuls.
Jacko.
Faithfuls.
That's what we got to remember. We got to remember that. Be faithful. Believe.
Ronbo.
Yes.
Are we a championship caliber team or not?
We are.
Answer that question for me.
I'm telling you right now, yes.
So, another one. Do Nick Bosa play the whole season all the time?
Well, last year was an exception. I don't think he missed a game. But you're right.
He didn't miss a game.
Yeah.
Usually he missed a game or two. So
wait, I'm wrong. He did miss a couple of games for the Kansas City game. Pull hamstring. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
So if we did miss him for the Steelers game, we should get past the Steelers, man. If we call ourselves faithfuls, a championship caliber team, we should get past the Steelers.
Jacko, thank you, man. You know what? You're right. Nick didn't play all season last year, and look what happened to us. We don't need to win. We don't need to go 17-0.
No, I still want him signed, but we should be able to get past the Steelers. Come on, man. I mean,
well,
you know,
they look like they're
the only
ready.
thing I'm worried about the Steeler game is that if you know in the preseason we had some issues with the running on the defense.
Yeah, but remember who was playing?
If Harris start getting 5-10 yards a carry, you know, they might run him 20-something, 30 times that game.
I forgot about Najee. I did. I sure did.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know.
Oh.
So if we can't be worrying about, you know, let you know, we gotta enjoy the process and the journey. I heard the show saying that Nick ain't gonna sign for the whole season. That's most unlikely not gonna happen.
No, he'll
That's
sign.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen.
I just
you
don't
know
want
what
to go
happens
8
to
weeks.
NFL players that don't play a full season, Rambo?
They don't get paid.
They don't get paid, but another thing is that speed of the game. You got to come back in the next year. You're not going to be the same player.
Ask Deshaun Watson, exactly.
I don't care who you is, defense, offense. I really don't care who you is. You ain't going to be the same player the next year.
We've seen it. We've seen it too many times.
So you need to stop all that, man.
We do.
But you know, it's red and gold all day.
Yeah. Well,
every day. We got to enjoy this journey, folks.
When's the last time Nick played?
I guess everybody want to go back to 3-13, talking about Kyle Shanahan going to be gone.
Yeah.
I mean, do we forget where we was at before that? He
I
done
think we
built
did.
this team by himself.
I will never.
Do you want to listen? If they fire Kyle and who's the coach down there in Cowboys, will it be worse? If he have a bad season, I guarantee you, Jerry Jones calling Kyle right away.
Oh yeah, McCarthy, and by the way, McCarthy's his game plan. Aaron Rodgers fired him for that. McCarthy's going to get fired next year. Sean Payton's already gone to Colorado, so you're right. We fire Kyle, and Jerry Jones will have him on the phone within the
next
hour.
day. Listen, who you rather have over there, Nick Bosa or Kyle Shanahan? Come on, man. Come on, man. Then
Honestly,
you have Cowboy fans really beating down this in your show, man. Come on.
No, we got it.
We got to enjoy.
I will never support
enjoy
David
this journey,
Kyle, but I really wish he'd make some adjustments here and there that I could appreciate. He does do some things every now and then, but not overall. I don't want him fired, but he scares me sometimes with some of the decisions he makes.
Yeah, I am with Tony though that I've seen a couple NBA teams do this. That don't never wait until that final year to sign your players. Sign them a year before. Imagine if they would have signed Bosa before he won the
they tried
Defensive Player of the Year.
They did try. Remember last year,
make him a
Bosa's
good
agent knew
offer.
better.
Yeah, because you know we as an organization should have projected what he's going to be. I'm pretty sure they would have projected something like this could happen.
Yeah. But the
you
agent
remember
would
last
cooperate, from what I
year
understand.
they left him off. He got left off the Pro
Bowl.
He got left off. I think it was Pro Bowl, and he should have been on there. So you should have projected like something like this was going to happen. He's going to have maybe 20-something sacks.
No, Nick made the Pro Bowl this past year.
You know, and he I think one year they shorted him. I think it was last
year
or the year before. I mean,
he wasn't all pro.
You know, Nick probably have about 5 or 4 more sacks throughout every year because they keep chipping him at the last minute before you get to the quarterback.
And the refs don't call it. And a holding, Nick gets held, and I wish somebody would like count and do an average and see how many times Nick gets held without being called. And I think what they want is they don't want the 49ers. Nick can take over a game. He's one of those kind of guys. Aaron Donald gets away with that. But Nick will be contained because he's a 49er. And no matter what anybody says, they say, 49ers, y'all always crying about being mistreated. See, the thing is, since what happened with our owner years ago, the gambling thing and everything, and Colin Kaepernick in combination with, the league does hate the 49ers. They do. They ain't fooling me.
Yeah, if Nick can do something to counter that chip that they chipping every time, he probably have about 21 sacks, 22 sacks every year.
I'm positive. Because he gets held, he gets stopped.
He needs to counter something with that. But, you know, listen, man, we should have signed him from the beginning of last year and gave him an offer like, I don't know, $89 million guaranteed, you know, give him a 3-year deal, $100-something million.
Yeah, because I understand that was one of the things, too. He wants a shorter-term contract, and 49ers want to extend it
give him
to make
some
that money.
Incentive if he won the Defensive Player of the Year, you know.
Exactly. I mean, make that cap a little less
and that would have been it.
And you can sign Nick. Nick wants
I think they should do that with IU. They should do that with IU right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
You know, but faithfuls, we got to enjoy the journey, man. It's not easy winning a Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
We've proven
Ask
that.
the Arizona Cardinals. You know. Ask the Rams all these years. They only got 2.
I know. And they're bragging their silly horned head butt off. Unbelievable.
And one of them didn't even win over here. They won in St. Louis somewhere.
You know, I know, one in St. Louis and one in Englewood, and they're still talking trash. Like, we're the best thing in NFC since the turn of the century. And they won in 1999, by the way. And you know, Ram, how many trophies you got since 2000? How many you got?
And that team was loaded with Kurt Warner and them boys. And they still didn't come out with more than 1.
So, you know, shut up, Rams.
Not easy, man.
Anyway.
But we got to enjoy the journey, Rambo. We got to enjoy the journey. It ain't going to be easy.
It never is.
You know, I do think, like, if Kyle will at least get to that bowl this year, he should win it because it's a really stacked team. I mean, our back end as far as the backup is probably a little bit low this year. But I believe the defense should still get it done without Bosa.
The thing is, you got a bunch of grizzled vets that are tired of losing that game. Jackal, we really got to roll or we're going to get cut off. I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to see you midweek.
All right, Rambo.
We're going to win. Bosa's going to sign. Know it.
Yes, sir. I think Phil. Tuesday better be the day or we all going to be calling paramedics or something. You know, all right, faithfuls. I see y'all, man. Enjoy that journey.
It's
that life.
Ronbo.
Yeah, who's this?
Come on now.
Who's this? Oh, look at Thomas. Thomas?
Rambo.
Hey, Ronbo, can you hear me?
Come on, y'all.
Oh, this sounds like Ellis. Ellis, hold on. Is that Ellis? It's Thomas. Thomas, go ahead.
Can you hear me, Ronbo?
I can hear you. Come on in.
How you doing tonight, sir?
Terrible. I know. You know what? I'm going to be honest. Next time anybody asks you that, normally it's cliche, no matter what. When people say, how you doing? I'm fine. Because, you know, nobody feels like hearing your misery and pain. But we family now. We're 49er fans. And I'll be telling you the truth, Thomas. I am not a happy man right now. We endured Jake Moody and his issues. And now this has come to a point now with Nick Bosa that it is also becoming now 1 aspirin won't do, 2 aspirin won't do. You need to take 4. And that's not what I wanted to be doing. So yeah, you know what? What do you think about this situation? Which much what this show's about today.
You're supposed to be the light that lifts us fans up.
I know, but I can't find it tonight. Thomas, man, I'm tired of this.
Don't let the naysayers like Big Show and bring down.
Big Show goes to extreme, though. I agree with that.
It's getting out of hand. Actually, I didn't get a chance to call on the last show, but I was listening. Yeah, it's like every time I call in now, I feel like I can't talk about the subject because I'm too focused on trying to, get people's attention. They call in here crying every time. It's getting a little ridiculous. It's like we call ourselves the faithful for a reason.
You're
okay?
embarrassing. You're embarrassing us. You're absolutely right. This is just frustration because of Nick. Thomas, I can tell you this. I have gotten past Jake Moody. I'm not crying about him anymore. But I just can't combine the two punches to the face and gut with Nick not signing, and I'm going to Pittsburgh without him. I already know this. So, it's a little bit much.
Yeah. We might not make it there with him, but we'll be all right. I mean, as of right now, I think it'll eventually get done. And of course, the team I think is obviously much better with Nick. He'd be kind of crazy to say otherwise. But if you look at our biggest holes on the team right now, it's Nick and it's the kicking situation. For some people who like to just nitpick at every little thing they can find, fine. You could say the offensive line too, but the offensive line isn't as bad as some people make it out to be.
I agree with that.
But that's pretty good to have two holes or two deficiencies on a team out of 22 starters. That's pretty good.
We could be the Rams.
31 other teams
how many holes
there,
they got?
31 other teams out there are not perfect, and I guarantee 31 other teams out there have more than two deficiencies on their team. So I'm pretty comfortable heading into a game with a couple of weak spots because we'll figure it out. We always have.
Thomas, this is the same talk my mom used to have with me when I was sitting around whining, and I had the nerve to do it after Christmas and opening up my gifts and didn't get what I asked for, And then she'd explain to me, there are children that aren't getting nearly as much as you, and I mean not even half. And in fact, you got way more than you probably should have. You haven't been that good of a boy this year. Anyway, my mom go through the whole lecture, So you're right. After she got through beating me up with that lecture, I left it alone. So you're right. We have it better than a lot of people.
We do. And you know what? We got to be grateful for what we have and just try to take a chapter out of Chill Pill Phil's book and just try and relax. It'll get done eventually. But, it's like all the negative rhetoric people are throwing out there. Last show, T-Flow was calling in like, oh, you know what I think? I think Kyle Shannon's purposely trying to get Purdy hurt. Like, dude, whatever crack you're smoking, I suggest you stop. Because he is not intentionally – there's not a conspiracy floating around that he's intentionally trying to get his own players hurt.
Yeah, because there's no game. I've had to explain that. Me and T-Flow have had an argument about that, too. Kyle Shannon is not interested in losing any ball games. Yeah, there's no benefit in that for him.
Absolutely ridiculous. Whether you want the credit or not, nobody is out there trying to put a hit on their own players. Okay, that's stupid. And then Big Show always crying, like, he's contradicting himself because last time he was saying something about, we shouldn't be giving Nick Bosa quarterback money, but then again, is Purdy really worth that money? Like, should we get rid of Bosa? No, we shouldn't get rid of Bosa. It's like he's contradicting himself all the damn time. It's getting ridiculous. There's a time and a place for everything. When our season ends unexpectedly in a disappointing fashion, that's the time and the place to call in here and cry and bitch and get that off your chest. But the new season is starting, and so the time and the place now is to be a little faithful and optimistic that we got this and we'll be all right. All right, so everybody just, get that out of your system and get ready for this new season. Please be a little more optimistic. We're supposed to be the faithful for a reason. Let's act like it.
I've got nothing,
we'll be all right.
I've got no points to counter. You're absolutely right. I figure I'll pull myself together between now and Sunday. I'm going to get over it. I'm going to go into Sunday's game like I always do, seeing through nothing but rosy red and gold glasses, and I'm going to expect us to win that game. And I'm going to be seriously believing it, too.
And you asked Big Show a specific question because he was speculating that our offense is going to struggle this year. And you know what? Pretty young quarterback, he will have his bumps in the road. But you were asking him what teams out there have a better offense than the 49ers. And he, off the top of his head, threw out the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, which is absolute bullshit. All right? They don't have George Kittle on their team. They don't have Deebo Samuel on their team. They don't have Christian McCaffrey on their team. All right? CeeDee Lamb's good. All right? But we also have Brandon Ayuk. We also have a Juice. There's no way that our offense is not going to be able to score this year.
We got playmakers like galore, Thomas. That's why one thing I do not feel confident. I've been a little shaky on certain years about what we're going to do offensively, but I ain't shaky about it this year. That is too much firepower not to do well. I know it.
Right. So I know we're talking about Nick, but that is one deficiency. We will get it figured out. But as a whole, as a team, collectively, we have less problems than 31 other teams out there. Let's take a freaking chill pill and relax.
And we haven't talked to Phil tonight. And Thomas, I want to thank you for coming in and playing that part.
Problem. All right?
Chill Pill Jr. Chill Thomas Jr.
Normally, sometimes chill pill's a little too optimistic for me, but I'm sick and tired of hearing all the freaking crying. It's like a little ridiculous. Like babysitting a bunch of toddlers around here.
Thomas, we're gonna have to go. We're out of time, but I really do appreciate you, fam.
Yep.
Let's
no problem.
Let's see Wednesday so I can say, Thomas, you were right. You were absolutely right. It's the crisis is over. All right. I can't wait to say that.
Nick will get here, and when he gets here, we'll be even better than we are now.
There you go.
Shout out to Tony Australia, one of my favorite callers. Casey, is a hilarious caller.
Very cool.
Jalen Ellis. Shout out to the rest of the faithful. Everybody relax. We'll be all right.
Thanks, Thomas. You have a great night, man.
All right, Ronbo. Thanks for the call or taking my call.
Hey,
and,
my pleasure.
You mind if we get a Niners shout out tonight?
Yes. Niners! For Thomas coming in playing Phil's role tonight and doing a great job. Night, Thomas.
Thank you, Ronbo. Have a good night, sir.
You too. No, seriously, I'm gonna stop crying after today. I promise. But I'm gonna make that promise. I'm not sure. Niner Outcast says, "Welcome to the Bosa Doghouse, Kyle." Thanks, Niner Outcast 55. Ellis, come on, Ellis. Oh, Teeny Powers, $265 million roster next year. Book it. Yeah, I did. You, Ellis.
Rob Bizzle.
Yay. Ellis, you need more time?
No, I'm ready to rock. Let's
All right. Well, come on in, Ellis.
Shout out Thomas.
Yeah.
Shout out Thomas, man.
Yeah, he was cool as hell.
Shout out him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out him, man. Showing love, you know what I'm saying?
We do have to stop crying. This is not a character for us. We have to stop whining and crying. Because if we can survive Trent Baalke, Jim Tomsula, and Chip Kelly, this is nothing compared to them days. So, yeah, we need to stop. I'm still a little, okay. Ellis, go ahead. I'm done. Jesus. Ellis? Ellis, you got to
go ahead, Bo. What'd you say?
No. I was talking about us crying. No, Ellis, you're on. Go ahead. Bring it.
Man, there's I don't know, man. The Nick Bosa thing is, I mean, it's different. When's the last time something like this happened, where you got a player holding out until the week of the regular season?
Not that long. I can't remember, if ever. Yeah.
So that brings a lot of it.
Yeah.
So it brings a lot of attention to us in ways that, we really don't need to be having. And, it offsets a lot of things because, the players are like, oh, just pay the man. But it's like, Fred Warner, Fred, we paid you. We paid George. We paid Trent. We paid Debo. We paid all of you guys. We paid, Eric Armstead. We paid all you guys these high ticket prices. And our money's tied up into a lot of you guys. And a lot of those contracts, they're going to be some high ticket numbers next year. There's a lot of money on the books for some of these individual players. So you guys are saying all this shit, but there's not a limitless amount of money that we have to spend on our players and retain our players.
Yep.
So it's easier said than done.
Yeah, we need to understand that. That's true.
But yeah, I mean, $4 million. I mean, it's a lot of money, but it's not. It's like you guys are hung up on $4 million. Just find a way to make this shit happen and get it going already. I don't think this is a wait to see who's getting paid what, because nobody's going to be getting paid Nick Bosa money, so it doesn't even fucking matter who's left, to wait to get paid that's playing on the defensive end side of the ball, because none of them are a Nick Bosa or anywhere even in the, in the realm or in the conversation. You know what I mean? Not an inkling of Nick Bosa. So that doesn't matter. There's no, we're waiting to see what's going on with the market and all that other shit. No. We know who the highest paid defensive ends are in the league, or defensive linemen. We know what the figures are, as far as what he wants. So I don't know, man. It's
Ooh, Ellis, let me piggyback on that though. Here's the thing. Now, Chris, what's his name over in Kansas City? He's not. If Nick's waiting for him to get paid more than him, that dude's not going to get paid. And that guy in Carolina. Hey, those guys aren't going to get north of $30 million. You're right.
Who that? You talking about Brian Burns?
Brian Burns and Chris Big Mouth. Yeah, he's not going to get paid.
Chris Jones. They're still both waiting to get paid. I know Chris Jones is still.
Jones is talking about I ain't playing until week 8, and Kansas City said that's all right. So he's not getting paid. The Chiefs aren't going to pay him over Aaron Donald money. So if they're waiting for that to happen, they need not be concerned. You're right, now that you mention it, if that's what they're worried about.
Yeah, so that doesn't make sense. It just seems, I don't know, it just seems like $4 million is not something that should be a problem, but evidently it is for whatever reason. And
it's guaranteed money. There's
hopefully
any number
come
of
around,
reasons.
because we don't have time for this.
Amen
we don't. The continuity, we need to have, Nick needs to be in a rotation. None of the new acquisitions on the team between the rookies and players we signed in the offseason on the defensive side of the ball have any, they don't even know him. They haven't had a chance to, get a rhythm or build a bond, a relationship connection. It's like, it just messes up the continuity and the unity of the team, as a whole. So
got to have the cheat code. You got to have him. And Drake actually said there's nothing for us to measure against. Drake Jackson, see, that Nick is a leader in that aspect. Nick doesn't talk a lot, but Nick, by demonstration, shows this is what you look like when you're on top of your game. And the guys are noticing.
Yeah. So, but what else we got on the menu? Is just a Nick Bosa thing right now?
Yeah, because I just was whining and crying and in fetal position and got up and decided to do the program. And I said, I just want somebody to come in and see if they can comfort me. You can go into any subject you want to. Please don't talk about Jake Moody. He's worrying me too. Is there anything pleasant to talk about? We could talk about our offense. Yeah, we don't talk about special teams and defense. We're okay. Because Isaiah Oliver's bothering people too. Okay, let's not talk about his name.
Man. I would say that I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this offense get on the field. Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Brock.
Names are
all on the field at one time.
Yes,
and in a nice, good rhythm. And I'm looking to see some extraordinary plays from the gate. I'm hoping that Kyle's got some things already just ready to, because we're playing against a great team coming up, man. I mean, they just don't have Najee Harris. They got Pat Freiermuth from, I believe, Penn State, that tight end. He's a top rookie tight end last year. He's good as hell.
They got a tight end.
He's a baller. They have Calvin Austin, who's a speed merchant, really good player. Offensively, he's like a Jahan Dotson. Real fast, get up the field on you.
Ellis, you
Deontay Johnson.
That. Who is that huge receiver? Is he a tight end or is he a receiver? I just saw a clip of him. They've got this guy, looks like he's tall as Eric Armstead, running down the field and running fast.
White dude, right? Caucasian man?
I don't know. I think he was black.
It's Pat Freiermuth, man. He's a baller.
Maybe that's the guy I'm thinking about.
He's a baller.
No.
Yeah, Pat Freiermuth. He's no slouch. So that's a big target. That's a big target. He's like between 6'5", 6'6", or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's him.
But he's really good hands. He was a big target for them last year. So You know, between Najee and everything else they got going on, Kenny Pickett. Oh, and George Pickens. A1 George Pickens.
We're out of time, Ellis. I've been watching the people. I know they're good.
It's a great team we're playing.
Yeah.
So we got to come with it, man. Nick Bosa is definitely a necessity for us to have, so we can neutralize that run offense because they got, you know, Najee in the backfield and they got some other good players.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. All right, fam.
See you midweek.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to that adorable fam and squad, and I'll see you midweek.
Thank you. Appreciate you as always, man. Shout out production. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe, man. You know where you at. Shout out Evan. Shout out Tone. Shout out all the Niner faithful out there, man. Much love.
Indeed.
Thank you, Ronbo.
Back at you,
Peace,
family. Night, Ellis.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Christopher Hinkler says, love fam, let's get number one. When Montana was healthy, he was the greatest 49er. You know, but Montana, what made him great may have been Jerry Rice, Dwight Clark, Taylor. You know, Joe had, that's a whole other program. I ain't taking nothing away from Joe. That's why he's on the wall. The dude is awesome. But I'm just saying, you know, you got the right tools, you can build a monument. Hey, Casey. Casey, I'm shaking. I'm trying to not do that. I'm feeling fear for the first time. I thought Nick Bosa had been signed by now, so I could go into my fearless act. But it is struggling. In case that's why I was telling Ellis, the impetus of this show was crying. I mean, you don't have to, Case. Where do you want to go? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, you know what I'd like to talk about is last time Jalen showed up on the Reverend Ronbo Sports Show, and he was talking about how if Jimmy had made that one pass, we'd put him right under Montana. I thought that was so interesting. He was talking about Penei Sewell. They should have drafted Penei Sewell on offense, and Jimmy would be untouchable. And he was saying if we could put Jimmy's brain inside of Kyler Murray and those other things. He said
was performing that operation, wasn't he?
he should be a lawyer, Ronbo. He has a career in law waiting ahead of him, I think. But he said
he's good, isn't he?
What else did he say? There was something else. Oh man.
Jalen gets wound
Damn
up
it,
like
Ronbo. What did he say? There was what? Oh, the QB sneak. He said Jimmy was good at the QB sneak.
Yeah.
And you know what? I did my homework on that, Ronbo. Jimmy is impeccable on the QB sneak. In fact, he went 32. He went 32 of 33 with the 49ers on QB
yeah,
sneak.
I do remember the one time he missed that.
And the one time he missed, he made up on the next play.
Yeah. One thing about Garoppolo, whenever he'd mess up, and actually we can't call it a mess up on the quarterback seat. Whenever he messed up and throwing an INT or something, he would come back in the next series and just smoke it. That's what I always loved about him. And he said, okay, they got me. I'm going to fix that next play or next series.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I wish he, took a little more accountability and was a little bit more hungry on the sideline, a little more pissed off after he threw an interception. Dang it, he's kind of like shucks. But
I like that.
That's not why I'm here, Ronbo. I'm here to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. And, man, I'm excited for this week one matchup. I really hope that Bosa gets out there. It doesn't look like he's going to, but
I know, right?
I don't know.
Why should we believe he's going to be next week? He hasn't been the last few weeks. What are they talking about?
Well, here's the thing, Ronbo. If they've got a brand new defensive coordinator, and they've got the best defensive player in the league, why would the 49ers ever want this to go on as long as it has? So it has to be
serious.
Bosa's camp saying, this is what we demand, So they're going to wait it out. They're not going to budge.
And use that as an excuse next year as to why we failed? I hope not.
Well, and I think maybe the agent is thinking, maybe the agent's thinking, this is how the 49ers do their players, or we're trying to set a precedent, or I don't know, but it doesn't seem like that.
In case you're a poker player, who's going to blink first?
Probably not Bosa's camp.
I think you're right. Because they hold the cards. Okay, we got Nick. What do you guys have? Uh-oh.
You know, I know his father was an NFL player.
Yeah.
And they're making sure that he's going to get paid before he goes back out on that field. That's the way I
know.
at it.
And they're making Nick stay out of it. That's a rule in the Bosa family, I think. I don't know if Joey's always been in favor of all those holdouts either, but he's held out before, more than once.
And you know why I support it, Ronbo, is because there's so many players, especially running backs in the NFL, that show out for a season or two, and then they don't get paid.
Yeah.
And a great example would be Chris Carson on the Seahawks, right?
Yeah. And now he can't play. Oh. He's running backs. Oh, they've got the worst thing going on in the NFL. They go out there, put their lives on the line on every snap, and yet they're considered a luxury. We don't need to pay him. We don't need him. That's really sad. Unless you're like Christian McCaffrey, where you're multifaceted. You've got to be real diverse in your game. I got to be able to do several things, and I got to do them all well, or else they're not going to pay me. They don't want me. They can cut me. They can replace me. I really feel bad. I feel bad for those guys.
You know, Ronbo, as a poker player, I'm always looking at angles and everything and potential scenarios. And I was watching these highlights of Trey last year, and I'm thinking maybe subconsciously, you know, Kyle ran Trey so many times because he knows Jimmy's behind Trey. You know what I mean?
I think they really wanted Jimmy gone. I think they wanted to save that money.
Well, I mean, I just think if they had started Jimmy in Week 1 versus the Bears, there are many throws that Jimmy makes in that game, even in the rain. There were just so many throws in that Week 1 that Trey couldn't make.
Yeah, but that's
and I got to believe Kyle's watching that.
Well, that's how committed they
Kyle's
were.
Watching that in Week 1 and going. Kyle's watching that Week 1. He's going, we're screwed. You know.
But at the same time, they were committed to saving that money. They figured they'd get Trey up to speed at some point. They got plenty of people around him to get it done. So getting hurt, I cannot believe that Kyle would have actually done that on purpose. I just can't wrap myself around that. Because that's what Trey does best.
I just think there were enough of the
runs. Which one is he going to do
even
best?
In the rain? I think there were even that it was like a monsoon. I think there were enough short throws in that Week 1 game that Kyle was really scared about the rest of the season, and on some level probably felt very relieved to bring Jimmy in Week 2.
Oh, I hope that's not the case. You don't want to see the kid get hurt, though. Even if he well, you know, from what you're saying, Casey, remember, Mac Jones, as Kyle confessed last year, was in his mix. And we all thought, no way. And even Kyle said something alluding to it. No, Trey, he was the guy that I wanted from the beginning. And then Kyle waffled back and told the truth later. So Kyle, okay, I'll never trust you again. You know, people accused you. Your boy Chris Sims swore that you were going to go for Mac Jones, and you went and now you're saying you never thought about him? And then we find out.
Well, I don't know if you remember this, Rumble, but, you know, I don't watch college football, but from the few players that I watched in the draft, it was obvious to me that Mac Jones was who the Niners would take.
A lot of people thought that way.
And I called in and I said I thought it would be a big mistake if they didn't take Mac Jones. But in hindsight, it would have been Justin Fields.
Well, see, that's what Jalen and so many other people say. He is Mac and Trey in one package.
Mm-hmm.
So the reality is that didn't happen.
Anyway. The moral of the story is everything rests upon the shoulders of Mr. Irrelevant. We're going to know by Week 5 if the 49ers have a real shot at the Super Bowl. We're going to know by Week 5 if Kyle's going to be alive on Sunday.
Okay, so with that said, we got to go, and I'll see you midweek. And he better sign tomorrow, Dan.
Sounds good, Ronbo.
All right, Casey. Good stuff.
It sounds like a plan, Ronbo. Shout out to the Seahawks fans in the chat. They ain't got no Rumble sports. Shout out to the Cardinal fans that never make a peep. I forget about the Ram fans. To me, they're still the St. Louis Rams, just like the San Diego Chargers. I don't know. Anyway, you have a good night, Rumbo.
You too. Good night, Case. And bring him in. Here's the Iron Sheik. Sheik.
What's up, Ronbo? What's going on, bro?
Sheik, man. You know, well, even if we did won the Super Bowl last year, I'd still be pissed off about what's going on now. We, as a unit, and Sheik, because of the fact that we are one Super Bowl away from being the greatest Super Bowl team of all time, we still complain a lot, but that's because we have a standard as 49er fans to maintain We're used to being winners. We've had a long time not doing that. It's past time. We now have the team. Damn it, Nick, sign the friggin' contract. Let's concentrate on the job at hand, which is no more disruptions. We go out there and we start winning. We run the table for 1 week, week 1 to week 9 or 10. Maybe we take a break a little, but now let's get started off with a bang. Sheik, that's killing me, man. Well, Sheik, how's it affecting you?
Well, it's obviously it's affecting the defense and the scheme that they're party on the Steelers and all that. It's definitely going to be different. And obviously we have 3 defensive ends right now. If it's 4, it'll be Nick Bosa. So that's kind of like a little issue right there, and we haven't picked up anybody. So that's kind of hopefully that's a sign that he will be signed. And tomorrow is Labor Day, so who knows? Maybe it's the perfect day for him to sign.
Right, wouldn't it? Just for that reason.
Yeah. But I was like random on like TikTok. I was scrolling down and I saw like a Bane, Dark Knight Rises when Bane comes in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, it's Gotham. They're playing Gotham, but it was the Steelers. And he comes in and he just walks slowly. He does a speech. He goes and he just blows it up. That's what I expect for Nick Bosa. I'm saying Nick Bosa is going to be Bane coming in and wrecking the Steelers' momentum and everything they hope and dreams that week 1. So as the 49er faithful, we would definitely want that. But at the end of the day, we have a great team. So we'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. That's why this crying about one player, but it is the player that it is. If there's a lot of players on our team, then I could actually say, well, we'll be fine. But not him. Yeah. Trent Williams on the offensive line, Nick Bosa on the defensive line. When they're missing, it's a scary thing. When George Kittle takes time off, I go through a certain amount of pain. If Debo's out, I'm real uncomfortable. God, if McCaffrey goes down, I don't know, I may have to check into a hospital. So, these are things 49er fans have to prepare and yourself for. I understand that. But that doesn't make me feel any better when they happen, God.
Yeah, the thing is about Wilkes' defense, Ronbo. He blitzes a lot. Certain packets, he's on that second. So hopefully the secondary does not get exposed. Obviously we have Hargrave and Armstead might help out, but the edge is my issue. So hopefully that does not affect the defense. It's going to be a low scoring game. And it's going to be down for a field goal. And who's our freaking kicker? We don't know.
Oh, God, Shake, you had to bring that up. Oh! Wait, but he used to play there. He knows the weather.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The 49ers might have thought of that when they picked him up, too. Hopefully, Jake Moody.
Maybe that's the reason.
It may be.
Mama, that's why we got him, because he knows how the wind blows. And Moody, when he kicks the damn thing, he barely makes it, so maybe that's why.
Oh, he made that field goal so close to get some Chargers. By the way, Kyle said yesterday that he has complete confidence in Jake Moody being available for game 1. And I said, oh, no, Kyle, let the kid play. Jake needs to sit back and contemplate. Let him go to some yoga classes or something where he can learn how to meditate so he can relax. He's got the talent. He just can't relax.
No, it's just a rookie. He's really worried about it.
His nerves are killing him.
But the thing is, he's been and played in Michigan. Harbaugh was in his ear, and we all dealt with Harbaugh. He's definitely he speaks his mind, and and Kyle's like not that that level, but he definitely will say something.
Oh yeah.
And he will put people on the hot seat and all that. So that's Kyle is gonna. I think he's game planning, and he really liked Najee Harris a lot in the draft that he wanted to get, but he didn't. So he's definitely gonna scheme. And if you remember, Ronbo, when we played them, I think it was on our house. They threw a lot of deep balls, and I believe it was Witherspoon that Juju Schuster burned Witherspoon. Yeah, he burnt him. Remember that? So don't be surprised, and that Wilkes and Kyle is going to be definitely getting on that. We're not trying to do they have some wide receivers over there, so it's going to be an issue. So we're going to
big ones, that as well. Really big ones.
Yeah, exactly. Freakish athletes and this and that. But, the thing is the ground and pound, Ronbo. Kyle's, that's what I love about Kyle's system. It's ground. We're going to take that time possession. That's key in the game. If you get that, they don't have no chance.
Yeah. They won't have the ball. The clock is running out. You guys are down 14-6. Yeah. What do you got? You got 1 quarter left, and we're going to do this again. 21-6. Oh.
Yeah, you just need to finish your job. But, but I don't want to keep you too long, Rob. I know you have a lot of calls. And
no, it's okay.
Right now it's like 10:30 p.m. right now.
Yeah. See, everybody else is going to bed. We're talking football.
Oh, really? Oh, nice. All right. East Coast, good night.
I feel bad about that. We try to get as many East Coast people in as we can before too late. But Shell, Sheik, I always do that. Remember I used to do that all the time? Because your name starts with SH. Anyway, Sheik, the thing is, I needed this win. You're right, though, about the blitzing. Wilkes is going to try to make up for Nick missing and it's going to be a fire alarm a lot on that quarterback. He's only in his second year. How much can he know? He was okay last year. He wasn't anything special, I didn't think.
Yeah.
So Pickett's going down.
Obviously they put weapons around him, but the thing is, like you say, second year he was all right. Defense is nice over there. They have their fan base is loud as crap, like us.
I know.
So the fan base, and hopefully we could turn that out to make it a red. But that's the thing about the Steeler fans. They're very loyal.
Yeah. And they're physical, too. That team is physical. That's why, how we have teams the following week that can't play because they got so many ouchies. See, the Steelers, they play that same kind of football. We're going to see, though.
Right. But before I go, Ronbo, I just wanted to share with you, we did a draft with Russo, JJ, and Big Show. And
he was talking about that.
And you know how Big Show does not like defense that much, right? He just was offensive guy, right?
Yeah.
Guess what he did?
What? Real quick.
Well, he didn't draft no defense.
Listen, Chief, we're gonna go. I want to hear Show's explanation on that too. I tell you what, I'm gonna see you midweek, okay? Show.
Shout out to him. Shout out to JJ Sua. I know he's here listening, and everybody else is calling. Shout out to the people. If people hit that like for Ronbo Sports, going Niners is beat these damn Steelers and sign this contract,
please.
Nick Bosa, let's go. Go Niners.
All right, Chick. Always a pleasure. Talk to you in a minute.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
And here he is. Well, it's a big show. You'd be the only guy.
Hang on, Ronbo. Hang on.
Yeah. Show would be the only guy in fantasy history that passed at a fantasy game or fantasy league that's drafting all offense.
Can you come back to me?
We can.
Can you come back to me?
I can. We'll do that. All right. There is one half of the team that invented and created TNT. Yes, Trez, get in here. Trez, I don't know if we're going to... Should I get out? Spread that.
Wait a minute.
No, Ronbo, we ain't gonna do that.
I agree.
Ronbo. Well, look, I'm going to get to my point here. Ronbo, this Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch regime is starting to be a joke to me. On one hand, you said you didn't have enough money to pay a player that we all loved and wanted to keep in Buckner. And then you turn around and say you did put enough money aside for both his contract, and then now you're in a contract standoff. It's damn if you do, damn if you don't with these guys, Ronbo. I mean, because you just don't. There's no consistency here with them. You see what I'm saying? It's like you're saying one thing, you're talking out the side of your neck, in other words, old thing. Like you're doing one thing with one player, and then you do another thing with another player,
It just don't add up. But you at the same time you say, oh, the 49ers are in their Super Bowl window. Well, if you're in your Super Bowl window, you make sure you sign every player. You make sure you get every contract that you can handle so everybody can be what? In camp on time. You can have the chemistry mixing together. That's why we had these 4 stars, Ronbo. All this drama on the team. It was Debo and Kim. Now it's Bosa. You know what I'm saying?
And I can tell you right now, it's going to be Ayuk next year. 2 years down the line, I can tell you.
Yeah, it's constant. But you know, and then I'm still not over the fact that this Trey Lance thing. You give up on Trey Lance. You just plain flat out gave up. Didn't want to develop. Didn't want to try. Didn't even attempt to try. Just gave up. But people like Kinlaw, they gave up on Kinlaw. How many opportunities Kinlaw has had, Rumble, on this team? Kinlaw ain't showed you shit.
I hate to laugh, but that struck me as funny.
Kinlaw ain't showed you a dang old thing, Rumble.
Okay, but hey, but one thing I got to say about that though, you can't trade Javon Kinlaw. If you do call somebody asking about trading Javon Kinlaw, they hang the phone up on you.
Who wants him? Right? Who wants him?
Yeah.
What I'm saying. You just how one player gets all the opportunities in the world, and another player you just don't even try. Like this regime, man, it's like I'm just look, Jed, if you're listening, hey bro, you're gonna have to eat some crow, you're gonna have to swallow some hard pills, but you're gonna have to mend your relationship with Harbaugh. I think we need to get Harbaugh back again.
Do you?
I really do. You know me, I've been out on Cal for a long time. But, I mean, Harbaugh should have never left him. Let's be honest.
So that's number one.
Shouldn't have never left.
Well, remember, Trent was trying to trade him to Cleveland for that wide receiver who smokes up $500,000 or $600,000 worth of dope a day.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was another fool of a GM, you know. Mm-hmm. But like I said, these guys, man, they one way or the other way. A lot of the stuff just don't even make sense, Ronbo. That's all I'm saying. You know, they need to really, really, like, you know, get themselves together. Because you say one thing, oh, we're in our Super Bowl winner. Well, if you're in the Super Bowl winner, get Nick Bosa in here. But then again, Ronbo, I'm going to be honest with you. They should have traded Nick Bosa. And the reason why I say they should have traded him, like, look at all these other top pass rushers, Ronbo, when they got paid. They fell off. Aaron Donald fell off, right? Bosa brother fell off. Got the money, fell off. I mean, the list goes on, Ronbo.
Wait a minute now. Hey, how about Myles Garrett? Kinda.
Myles Garrett. I mean,
I've not heard I didn't hear his name mentioned. No, he was in the thick of things. He was one of the best.
Yeah, it wasn't mentioned that much. But I'm just saying, Ronbo, it's just like these guys fall off so fast, man.
I know it's not
take that kind of money into that.
It's not a rule, position. Though, Trez. I don't know.
Ronbo, listen to me. You cannot sink that kind of money into that position. You could have traded. You could have got a player. We could have traded him somewhere. Let's say like the Commanders, and probably went for Chase Young and 2 number 1 picks.
No, Chase can't.
A first and a second, and a conditional for some. You know, just some. I would have loved to trade it. No, I ain't gonna lie.
But I can't get with you on that. I can't trade Nick.
And I know you can't because you've gotten attached. Remember what we said about being attached to a
for
player?
many reasons, though. You know,
you've gotten attached, but Ronbo, they fall off so fast. That position is not a position that you sit and want to sink that kind of money. Really, it's not. Not with the market constantly changing year in and year out on certain positions.
I don't see a lot of players coming in looking like that, though.
I get it. Nick was fantastic. We've gotten all we get. But let me ask you this too: who do we use our who do we slap franchise tag on?
Well, when's the last time we ever used a franchise tag? I can't even remember.
We haven't. That's my point. That's my point. I was waiting on you saying we haven't used it. Somebody just didn't slap Nick with a franchise tag.
He probably.
It makes all the sense in the world. If you can't get the deal done, slap him with the franchise tag and get his ass in camp. And if every day he shows up, he loses money.
What is a franchise tag right now?
Then all it does is buy you another year until you can get it done. That's all it does.
Dick's got to come and sign it, though.
Guess what?
I mean, his agent's got to come and sign it.
But if you don't get it done, I doubt if he holds out because he loses money. But if you don't get it done, guess what? The following year, you can trade him. You can trade him early. You know what I'm saying? And you can maximize what you possibly get for him. That's all I'm saying, Ronbo.
No.
A lot of people got hit slapped with the franchise tag 2-3 years in a row.
You're talking about your favorite guy, the quarterback.
But I'm saying, what are we doing in here? Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. Make this whole situation make sense. Because on one hand, you gave up the first buck to say you didn't have the money, and then you're in your Super Bowl window. D. Hollywood, we in the Super Bowl window. Well, if you're in the Super Bowl window, then make sure the man gets paid then. If that's what you want to do. If that's where you at. But apparently you're not. Because you don't know where you are. You're confused.
Now, Tress, I've asked you this before, and it sounds like you're about to say it is time, and you've already said it a few times. You've said it's time to excuse Kyle Shanahan. Okay, now, I just wonder. What?
I want Harbaugh back.
You just mentioned Harbaugh. Okay. Harbaugh can't. He's been trying to get back in the league for about 3 years. What would be the holdup on that then?
Well, we got to get rid of this regime right here first.
I know, but there's other teams that. Why would I?
Got to eat some crow and say, I'm sorry, I apologize. I shouldn't have never got rid of him.
But why would the Dolphins, over in New Orleans, there's some teams that actually I think had some conversations with Jim. What happened?
Well, it's for Jim, it's got to be the right fit. If it's not the right fit, he's not interested.
And also
he's got too good of
and I think that bridge has been burned.
Too good of a situation going with Michigan.
Yeah, but I think that bridge has been burned though between Harbaugh and Jed. I can't imagine them sitting down in the office talking about, well, are you ready to come back? Are we gonna let bygones be bygones? And then, of course, Harbaugh says,
"Ronbo, you know the old saying, never say never." Come on.
I just wonder about, can they get along now? Maybe so. Jed's grown up. He was a child back then, and Trent Baalke had him by the nose. So, but anyway, fam, we gotta go.
Well, all right, Ronbo. Look, shout out to you. Shout out to Sheik. First time hearing Sheik in a long time.
Yeah, Sheik was on the other day for the first time.
Shout out to TNT family. And Big Show, we waiting on you. You know what I'm saying? I know Show gonna follow up.
We are waiting for the show.
Real interesting because, like I said, I would have traded Nick Bosa out and tried to maximize what I got for him.
You just not.
But we deficient in a lot of places that we really need. You got to protect your quarterback. Right?
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something. Trey gonna do well in Dallas because Dallas keeps a offensive line and they can protect him. You just watch him flourish down there.
Okay, but,
and then you know what? This is gonna have ramifications for years.
Well, yeah, but
everybody's gonna talk crap about when Kyle Shanahan for getting rid of him.
What are the odds of? Real quick. What are the odds of Trey? Dak's got to fall off the planet before Trey gets a chance to get there.
Because he loved to throw to the other team too.
We'll see. I wish nothing but the best for Trey, but I can't imagine when is he going to get on the field. But anyway.
He'll get on the field, Ronbo. Look, Jared Jones
goes to get somebody
in the one barrel.
That's why he really got him.
He's gonna see it through.
Oh, he should, because don't get him over there
Ronbo.
For nothing. Yeah. All right, Trez. Appreciate your family. You know this. I'm gonna tell you what. I see you midweek, huh?
All right, same here. Yes, sir.
Alex Mesa says, Ronbo, that boy Travis Hunter is a future 49er Deion Sanders 2.0. Okay, now I gotta go look at footage. Deion's impressive, people. There you go. Can you imagine Deion Sanders? Because he apparently has the ability to lead and inspire people to play like they've lost their damn mind. I'd love to have that kind of coach. Well, it's a big show. Are you ready?
I am ready. Boy, do I have a lot of bones to pick with people on here. First of all, I did not draft all offense on the fantasy football team. I was too busy building my bench to make it as deep as possibly as I can.
Sheik,
and I'll just grab the defense off the waiver wire.
Sheik, do you stand corrected?
Yeah. Anyways, that's not what I called here to talk about tonight. I called to talk about the San Francisco 49ers.
Yes.
Shout out to Casey. I would like to know how cautious optimism is constituted as the same as whining a lot, because that is exactly what I've been doing ever since I've been calling on the show. Ever since Ronbo said that we were going to be going 10-6 with Brian Hoyer as our quarterback, I was like, whoa, Ronbo.
You got
You're
me there,
high.
didn't you?
I mean, that's when the arguing started.
You could have forgot about that by now. I mean, I had to bring that up. I'm embarrassed. Okay, go ahead.
And secondly, a lot of you are like the glass overflow type of people on here, and I'm the lid that keeps the glass from overflowing. I like, you just stick me on I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
You love being the lid too.
Exactly, and I have to be. You need that balance on here because a lot of people are living in complete fucking la la land on here. Excuse my French, but come on, people.
Jesus.
You guys are eating up the shit that Willie Snead said about Brock Purdy about being the next Drew Brees. The dude is coming off a severe elbow surgery, number one, who damn near had a Tommy John surgery, which takes baseball players a year to recover from, and his arm isn't even that fully healthy right now, and you're expecting him to go to reach us to the Super Bowl and the playoffs? Come on, get your heads out of your asses. Like, I'm always cautiously optimistic on here. I'm not the glass overflow type of guy. Sheik, stop calling me. Like, you guys have got to stop putting all this pressure on this kid. Number one, he's entering in his second year. Number two, like, and number three, he just came off a severe elbow surgery. Like I said, who's to say he's going to be the 100% the same? Sheik, I see you calling me. Stop.
Good show. Because you're getting into it. When you dive into it,
come on.
You're getting deep on it now.
And I'm the type of person. that ever since I've been calling on here, and people are shocked to hear this for like the first time if they've been listening for the first time. I've always brought out our flaws and our issues and expressed them before the season. When you guys are over here thinking, "Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Oh, we're going to the playoffs," like pump the brakes a minute. Like, you guys need to look like on paper we look good.
You got to come halfway.
Yes, we're a
all the way
team,
right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have that balance on this program. You know, like, and I'm that balance. A lot of people like to think of it as whining and complaining and crying, and like, it's not.
So the balance is that you never keep one, and I say the same thing about me. I'm always like, go, go, go. We got this. And so you're always, there's no way. We're dead meat. There's no point in doing this.
I point out the good areas on our. I point out that we are a good team. I point out the good areas on our team.
Point out too that you
really
know.
Appreciate. I'm not like I said. I'm cautiously optimistic. I don't understand why people are thinking as whining and complaining all the time when it's not. Like, I'm the one that always addresses our issues before going to the season. Like, because you guys set your hopes up so freaking high. And you wonder where we were the next following season.
Okay, so
and you guys are in the severe depression.
Now, see, that explains why you don't want to get your hopes up too high, and so you come in the other door. That's fine, but I still say there is room to be. I mean, you could still believe. You don't have to, because when you go down that dark. I mean, every time you go, we got to bring a flashlight.
You have a 1 in 32
just to walk
chance
a few
of making
feet with
the Super
you.
Bowl. And there are 32 other teams ahead of us, and there are more than 10 teams that are better than us.
Name them.
And the AFC and the NFC combined.
Okay, we said. Okay, well, give me some NFC teams because that's what's really going to matter. Because you can play the AFC once in the Super Bowl. Name some NFC teams.
I'm not going to.
And I imagine you mean the majority of those teams in the AFC.
I'm not going to name any teams right now. Everyone can go look them up for themselves. It's not.
Joe, you can't leave us hanging like that. You said it. Now back it up.
I know. There's a thing called Google, people. Come on. You don't need me to name the teams for you.
There aren't any show.
And as far as the Nick Bosa situation goes, I'm going to turn the page for a minute. As far as the Nick Bosa situation goes, wouldn't it rub you the wrong way when they went into the off-season with no money and they all of a sudden came up with a lot of money for Javon Hargraves when knowing you needed to be paid?
Well, yeah, that was bizarre. I got to say, that was strange.
Like, that is extremely bizarre. Like, you have your best defensive end in the entire NFL that is due for a payday, and then you go out in the free agency and you go spend $80 million on him for the next 3 years, and knowing that you needed to save money for your star defensive end that's coming up for a payday, and now you're out of money. And you have a lot of contracts blowing up next year. And I don't want to hear anything about restructuring, because restructuring is basically an IOU down the road, and that puts us further and further into cap hell. And I don't want to hear anything about the Chargers paying Nick Bosa, Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert was played out his rookie year contract and earned his contract. They're going to regret paying Joey Bosa because, like Trey said, he fell off a cliff, and they're going to end up trading him here pretty soon. I have no doubt about that. I would think within the next couple of years.
Trade him to the 49ers? We'll take him.
No. Where's come on, Ronbo.
$200 million between just Bosa and the Bosa brothers. Wouldn't that be crazy? So,
and the Browns are like over the cap. Like they're severe.
Severely over.
Where's all their money going to come from when their players are going to want more money? Like they're going to eventually have to trade players here pretty soon too. Deshaun Watson's taking up all the money.
I know.
That
was stupid. And they're the reason why things are out of control now. So we do have to stop though.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna see you. You're gonna be in a happier mood middle of the week. I just know it. And by this Sunday,
I'm with Trez. I am with Trez. I think we should move him in the off season after this year. Like we cannot afford him. That's obviously the situation. Because if Brock Purdy turns out to be the real deal, and he actually does take us to the playoffs and the Super Bowl, and actually wins it, then he's going to win north of $50 million. And then we're sort of in a catch-22, like right there, like what the hell,
Oh God. Anyway, so
that's what they're thinking about too.
I know. We can only take so much pain in one day. So you save some of that up. I'll see you midweek, so I can brace myself.
All right. Shout out to the DC fam. Shout out to all the Tonys and everyone else out there. Take care. Have a good night.
Show beats us down with a stick and it says, "Take care." Good night, Joe. God, he's that element of balance that we need. He said, 49er Brian, the law has arrived. Brian.
Oh my God! Is Big Show still there? Oh my God!
I know. Show he went outside to find a puppy to throw into a pool of water.
Well, okay. What day was it? He had his total meltdown. I was driving my truck.
Oh, this goes on.
I had to pull over because I was laughing so hard. I was rolling on the floor in my truck. It was hilarious.
Show does that with such dedication. It's like he enjoys.
I totally love the man. I love Big Show. I love the passion. I love the guy, but he gets a little too dramatic. He needs to calm down. He really does. Ronbo, you and I have been 49er fans how long? 40 years or so?
Forever, yes.
How long has Big Show been a 49er fan? What does he need?
Well, see, that's the problem right there. Show has been unappreciative of the past glory, and he hasn't had a chance to enjoy being a 49er fan for the prestige
so
that
he was
holds.
Probably raised during the Dennis Erickson era.
Wouldn't that be awful? I would really feel sorry for him then. Shows him
I have no clue.
He is a millennial.
I would love to I would just love to sit and chat with him, about how he comes up with these scenarios. First of all, they had money set aside for Bosa. Nick just wants more. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's what I figured. And I figured they underestimated what it was going to be. And and they're in a situation right now where they can't actually afford. But that's what I'm saying. $4 more million. That's a player or two.
Again, how much money has Nick lost already holding out?
Well, I forget what the policy is, but I mean, they're not going to charge him that.
No, but I'm sure it's close to $4 million, is it not?
Oh yeah, well yeah. And waive the cost then. Yeah, okay, Nick, you don't have to pay anything.
Yes, that's my point. Why charge the man? Get him signed.
They'll be so grateful of him charging. Nick, don't even worry about that. I mean, I'm sure they're going to say that to him.
Well, I mean, how many times does the 49ers have this situation where you've got the best
begin with
defensive end of the league, And I mean, maybe Charles Haley years ago.
Yeah, Haley left in a huff.
Who else?
I'm not sure.
Yes,
Why
he did.
Haley left because him and Jerry Rice were having a problem, a huge problem that we.
Yes, they
my
were.
God, it was serious.
I remember those days very, very well.
But,
and our defense was not good after he left there for a few years, was it?
Of course not. Haley was insane. So, yeah.
Exactly. Now, my question is, our team is basically based on our defense, is it not?
Yeah, well, yeah. Seems our best
So
teams
if we
always
lose a
have
Nick
been.
Bosa,
really, actually.
yes, for 20, maybe 30 years. You know?
We've always had a hell of
Now,
a defense.
if we lose Nick Bosa to say like a Miami or whoever wants him, which probably isn't going to happen. They can't afford him. What
there's a
team
lot of
can
teams that
afford Nick
cannot
Bosa right
afford
now?
Nick, and his camp must
Nobody.
know that.
They have to. So I love Nick. He's a great player. I don't want to see him get traded, but I think he's being a little greedy here, honestly.
Or unreasonable, if anything. You can budge a little.
Yes. And maybe, renegotiate in a few years your contract. What's wrong with that?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, if you have another DPOY year, then come on back and let's talk about it. But don't go hardball
exactly.
now.
And then he's got to realize, too, and Nick's not a dumb person. He's got other players around him that need to be signed.
Right.
That make him a better player.
Can't believe he'd be that selfish. Or call your dog off, Nick. Brian, I don't believe it's Nick to begin with. I still think it's his agent.
It's his agent. I really do. It's his agent, And I get the whole thing. Everybody wants to make money. It's a business. But do you want to be detrimental to the whole team as a whole? I don't think so. No. I don't think that's a Nick's. Nick's not that kind of guy. I just don't see it.
Remember, Nick even said, "I don't have to be the highest paid player. I just need to be properly compensated." But he didn't say anything about being the highest. And his agent said, "No, Aaron Donald gets 31. Nick deserves 33 to 34 million. I'm going to give you guys a break and say 33. I don't understand why there'd be a problem with that. I get to see that now." I said, "Well, listen. Here's the thing.
I totally get the whole. Why not give him a little guarantee? I get the whole Hargrave thing. I'm sure a lot of this is because of Hargraves.
Yeah.
He's upset about that. But bygones be bygones. Sign the guy. I mean, if we have to take a big hit, I think look at what he's done for our team.
I know, right?
I mean, we can't afford to lose him. We really can't.
He's been a stud. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm waiting to buy that Bosa jersey, man, but I've been kind of holding back, Well,
he's not getting traded, so, you may as well.
No. And then what's wrong with maybe franchising Ayuk next year? Why can't we do that?
You know what? That's probably going to happen if they want to keep him, because Brandon's not going to want to hear about we don't have any money. That's not going to happen.
No. When was the last time we used a franchise tag on anybody?
Yeah. Trez just asked me the same question. I couldn't remember that. I don't think it's ever happened.
No.
We get these things done. We've had Parag Marathi. Brian, when you got Parag Marathi, these things get fixed.
Honestly, does Nick want to go play with anybody else?
What's one of the worst teams in the world? You could go to Texas. They got plenty of money down there. But, of course, they got D'Amico knows Nick. Let's see. Where else is a place to go where there's absolutely no chance?
Dolphin? I've been hearing Dolphin crap.
They don't have any
That's
money.
what I've been hearing.
There's no way the Dolphins have enough money. Think of some other teams. Let's
Denver?
Some places
Maybe he wants to go to Denver?
Well, let's see. I don't know how much money they've got. Russell Wilson took all their money.
DeForest Buckner? Does he want to go play with his buddy DeForest?
Maybe in Indy. I don't know how much money they've got. Yet Indy might have a little money. Maybe.
Yeah.
He could go to Detroit.
I just don't see where else he would want to go. Maybe Detroit.
What's Hutchinson's over there? Him and Hutchinson would tear the NFL a new butthole, okay? I don't want him over there. I really don't.
But yeah,
I don't need him in Raiderville either with Max Crosby.
Oh God, Raiders!
Oh man,
my God, him and Jimmy on the thing. Oh my gosh, that would break my heart.
The thing is, Max Crosby and Nick Bosa on opposite sides of each other. Good God. Anyway. Hey, listen, it's not going to happen, Brian. He's going to be back in San Francisco in a couple of days. He says,
I think so. I think so, too. And I'm also worried about his health. Now, is he in football shape? That's what I'm worried about, too.
we're gonna stop, Brian. We can't get into that right now. But you know what? Nick's always in shape. Is he ready for football shape? That's the question.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can answer that.
All right, Ronbo. Well, always good talking to you, sir.
You're one of our famous truckers. I didn't know that. All right. Just drive carefully. When shows on the road, maybe you slow down and get ready to park because you know he's going to kill you. Guy's crazy.
That's what I have to do. It was hilarious. Made my night, though. It was great.
Brian, take care.
All right.
I see you midweek with good news. You too. Thanks, fam.
Okay. Sounds great.
Sure, you know we love you. But you need to relax more. Believe. You can do it, Show. I can't wait. The day you come in, Show, and say things like, the old Show would have said that we got a lot of problems and that we have no chance. But now here in week 7, we're 7-0, and I got to tell you, I want to apologize for some of the fits that I had earlier and telling you guys that your glass is over full. I got Show's speech already written out. 979, you're in Texas. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Man, Ronbo, I've been a fan for 7 years, bro. Man, I love the show.
Well, thanks.
Man, you're the best that does it, bro.
Oh, wow, thanks. What is your name, fam?
Vincent, bro. Home of Texas A&M.
Vincent. Yeah. Hey, Vince.
Yes,
Glad to meet
sir.
you.
Hey, home of Texas A&M. I don't watch college too much. Miles Garrett, all them, Manziel, watch them progress. But let's get to Niners, bro.
Yeah.
The thing I want to say, bro, is like what y'all talking about, like Nick Bosa. He should come down a little bit, and it's gonna hurt us in cap the next few years.
Badly.
But what I want to say is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. Like Debo might have to go because I heard a lot of people saying, we can't keep Ayuk. Bro, Ayuk stays more healthy than Debo. So why would we give away a true number one receiver that knows how to run routes, which we all love the little swing that Debo does around the side, but bro, just ask me a question, man. Like, I'm a true Niner fan since 1986, man. I'm an 80s baby. And,
all right.
Man, screw the Cowboys. I got to fight every day when I got my Niners hat on.
I know you do. Boy, everybody I know.
I love you, bro. I love your show, man. I love you, man.
Thanks, Vince. Appreciate it, fam. But, yeah, in fact, we're very, very proud of anybody living in Texas wearing a 49er anything on the streets of any street in Texas. That's got to be prideful and bold. Because Cowboy fans, boy, they are really fed up with us.
Well, not only that, College Station is close to Houston, so I have to fight with Texan fans and Dallas, bro. It's just, but screw them. But I want to get more to the cap. I'm kind of like you. I was every day at work. I keep the earpiece in while I'm working, and yes, Bosa. I'm not happy with what he's doing. I almost said screw him, but at this point, we need him. Like everybody's saying, we do. Because if we lose that piece, we're losing a lot.
It's just too much of an impact. It's just too much.
Amen.
Can't take Bosa out of the equation.
Amen. Amen. But if he can't meet what we're trying to do, okay, let's just picture we keep him. So in the next few years, it's going to hurt. So we do have to lose Kyle Juszczyk. I love Kyle, but, he may have to go. He doesn't actually, he does a lot of good blocks. But if you see in good plays, we don't use him that much, so we can find another guy to block that way. So we need to cut out, some of this salary that's costing a lot, Ronbo. I know you feel me.
No, I do.
And
Juszczyk's getting up there, and we picked up another guy, Coletto. Everybody seems to have faith in. He could be.
Yes. I got a lot of faith in Willis, right? Is that his name? The guy that we signed with No, not Willis. We signed 2 tight ends. What's the other one? The other one?
Oh, Braden.
Not the one that drops
Willis.
passes.
Braden Willis. You were right. Willis.
Yes, sir. I like him a lot, man. I think he could play a big key role. Just get him in here, get him moving. Man, we need to cut out a few of these old heads that's taking money, which we all love. Like this gonna hurt a lot of people's fans. I'm a big Debo fan. All my kids love him. My wife loves him, but man, he can't stay healthy. You know that, Ronbo.
Yeah, no, we watch him. He's gonna pull up with a pull muscle or something every year.
Yes, sir. It's all love, bro. But I think it's coming to the point. I'd rather keep Ayuk, bro. And I've heard a lot of fan base don't mention that. Man,
no, we've done that on this program and had that choice and put that out there, especially last year when Debo was complaining about his salary, or should I say negotiating, because he wasn't complaining. But the thing is, do you know Ayuk won that contest? There were a lot of people that wanted to let Debo go and keep Ayuk.
There was a debate. It was like a debate. Remember? It was like
it went on and on
Debo.
The whole time.
Yes, sir.
But you know what?
Yes,
having Debo and Ayuk, that's the best yin and yang in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. They can have combinations. You can have Justin Jefferson and somebody else. You can have Devontae and somebody else.
Amen.
But with Ayuk and Debo, you got one of the better route runners in the NFL, and you've got a bone-crushing. As soon as he catches the ball, people need to move out of the street, or you could get hurt.
Yes.
I like that combination.
But I'm speaking on Bosa, so we can't keep everything. So that's what I'm speaking on.
No, I know what you mean.
Bro, if we want to, if this deal that Bosa's finna sign, like we heard Big Show and everybody say it's gonna hurt, blah blah blah, it's gonna block people out. We have to figure out 1 or 2 people that we could actually do without. That's not gonna hurt us too bad, and find something like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, I do, and they're gonna come to that. They're gonna have to do it. They know they got to do it. You know. As a matter of fact, mention the 49ers have an A list, they call them now. That A list is going to try to maintain. And if you're on the A list, now anybody out of the A list, they're going to have to say goodbye. And it's going to be some players that we're going to kind of like, because our A listers are so good now that a B lister could be juice. Although, no, it wouldn't be juice. Who else is a B? You know, Dwelly's gone. There's several other guys in that category that are just special team players for the most part. The 49ers will cut 4 or 5 of those guys out and pick some up in the draft to play special teams. They will.
Right.
That's probably going to happen.
So we're going to make it. I just want to tell everybody, stay positive. You know, we have to have Bosa, even though I was very mad. I'm the guy that's saying, screw Bosa. You know, he's not a team guy, because I feel it. You know, I'm seeing the post. You know, screw the post. It's just the time that's going by, and the valuable time we're about to start next week. And at the end of the day, we can't do without the guy. We can't do without him, even though we all feel mad. So let's just go ahead and sign him for what he wants, and then we just have to cut off.
He's got to spite his short hairs.
Vince? I'm going to get out your way, brother. I just want to let you know I listened to you for 7 years, bro.
Thanks,
I never called. It feels like my birthday from Texas, man. We holding it down, Niner Nation, man.
I love all y'all, man. We get people from Texas calling all the time.
Yeah.
And, we're behind you 100%. Yeah, the entire
Niner Empire. We nationwide, bro. I don't think they know. I be driving in town in College Station, and I see somebody with Niner gear, and I run them down in Walmart. Like,
you gotta do it.
You know, like, hey, we out here. I just want to let you know, it's all love. You the best. And I listen to Larry Krueger. I listen to all of them. I laugh at Grant Cohen. You know, he's funny. But you're the best true guy and I feel what you're saying. And, man, you're like an uncle to me, man. And I love you, bro. And I just can't believe I made it, man.
Thanks, Vince.
Hey, have a blessed day. I'm gonna start calling more, man. I love you, bro. Peace, man.
Peace back at you, fam. You be all right.
All right, yes, sir.
All right, and don't let them yahoos get to you. Yeah. Put them Cowboys in a place every chance you get. All right.
I do, because I tell them, what do y'all got that we don't? Like, you want to fight? Like, I tell them, like,
don't go to
they
that
ain't
point.
got nothing on us, bro.
But beat them down
They ain't
verbally.
got, hey, Jerry Jones, yeah, bro. Like, no, they ain't got it, bro. They ain't got it. They
All right,
ain't got
Vincent.
it.
It's been a pleasure. I'll see
Stay
you
blessed.
midweek.
Stay blessed.
You too, fam.
Stay blessed. All right.
Good night. I do. I just wonder what it's like to walk down the street of Dallas with a 49er cap on. I can just see it now. You know somebody's going to say something. Because, I see Hawks fans. I used to say, man, you, boy. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. Good evening. Man, it
Yes.
seems like some of your chats, they're turning on Bosa, man. They want him traded.
Well, we do this.
But I
We got mad at George. I mean, Fred's the only person nobody got mad at because Fred kind of signed this kind of quickly. But if he, the biggest thing we always say is, if he don't want to be a 49er, let him get the hell up out of here then. We don't realize when we say those kind of things, we need to calm down. These are great players. It was hard to find. They were hard to attain and draft. We raised them and we made them into what they are. We don't just say, you don't want to be a 49er, get the hell out. No, we don't say that. We try to figure out a way to keep him.
Again, like I said on your past shows, this is business, not personal.
Yeah. So
don't get personal. It's but they need to get it done, Ronbo. Remember, I said on your last couple of shows.
Yeah.
It's Sunday going into Monday now. Now you're starting your week, like we talked about last week.
No, and Nick still ain't heard nothing from Nick in his camp.
You know what I wish, because I really like your team. I respect them a lot. Now I wish y'all had a sign in Dockway, at least to soften that blow a little bit.
I'll bet you a lot of people in the organization wish we should have. But you know what? Nick was never going to get cut. The 49ers will go down with Nick or they'll succeed with Nick. They know, how hard it was for years when the 49ers first started, John Lynch and Kyle Shannon started building that team. They just said, now all we need is an edge rusher. And for a couple of years, we had a couple of clowns out there trying to play edge. And then Nick came along and we sucked so bad in that, second year, that we finally got in position to get Nick. Because the Arizona Cardinals were about to make the mistake of their lifetime and pick out Kyler Murray, which left Nick with the number 2 pick, and we got him. So now, if anybody thinks the 49ers are going to get rid of Nick through all the scariness we went through with that, it's not going to happen. It's like throwing your own child out of your house, and he's only 5 years old. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I just hope y'all get it done, man. I hope John Lynch is working feverishly, keeping up with Nick's representation, just to get this thing done and once for all,
Well, I figured Nick's probably wanted to say something. I don't know if his father, Nick's dad, or anybody said, Nick, listen, stay out of it. I'm telling you, leave it alone. They'll handle it. Because I think that's a thing. That's a credo with the Bosas. Let that agent get all the money he can get. Like they don't have enough.
Mm-hmm.
$30 million is poor man's money. Get 34. Jesus.
Yeah, $4 million. So, how's everybody else looking? I haven't heard anything about anything from any team, actually. Everything's kind of quiet.
Well, no, actually, the Cowboys are causing pain for other teams. Terrence Steele got a 5-year extension. Max upside of $91.8 million, includes a $50 million guarantee. See, Tony, these are the kind of salaries. Do you know anything about Terrence Steele? Is he that good?
He's average, 6'6", 320. Plays left guard for him. He's all right. He's not great. He's all right, but
Okay, see, now you and I are going to watch our team have to pay our best guard this kind of money. See, these kind of Jerry Jones, this is Jerry Jones' plan, Tony. He's going to make it so, you remember he paid everybody $100 million. He started with Dak. Amari was getting paid. Zeke got paid. And Jerry's, what has he got? Forbes rated him as how many billions of dollars? Jerry probably, he's one of
90,
the, 92, yeah. He's
92 billion.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's one of the few people in the NFL that probably doesn't mind paying the luxury tax, as long as he's ruining.
You guys y'all are in the top 5 or 6 the 49ers are exactly $40 billion less than the Cowboys at $62 billion. I saw that on Colin Cowherd.
It's amazing. So Jerry just pays a few, and Jerry will never play. And somebody said Jerry playing a quarterback this much money is a first. Jerry likes to get by with bargain basement quarterbacks as well, as far as the payments go. Now, he's had, and by the way, Jerry did not draft any of the Hall of Famers that came through there. You know, that's pretty funny. That's right. Jerry hasn't had a Hall of Fame quarterback.
You and I both, that was a message. Look, you know, if you keep doing what you're doing, beyond this year, you ain't gonna be making $40 million no more. We're gonna get rid of you. That was a message making that trade. They can get rid of him, get him off the books, and then you got Trey and that Cooper guy, Cooper Rush, to be the quarterback. Yep.
On this one, I actually don't blame Jerry. You know, Dak's getting paid, although they're winning 12. They've won double-digit games every year, but I mean, so were the 49ers, and Jimmy Garoppolo's playing in Las Vegas. So how many years does Dak get to get in there and throwing INTs in the postseason and not get punished? You know,
fifth highest paid quarterback now, 10th at $40 million a year,
which is that's out of character for Jerry too.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're paying other people. If he has a bad season, like you said a month or two ago, they're gonna bench him. This is gonna be it. And then they're going to start out playing Cooper Rush, and then slowly but surely,
get to
toward the end of the year, trade.
Well, you know what? I don't see Dak. Can you imagine Dak sucking all year again? I mean, I know he's shell-shocked, and he's got to get those mental hurdles are going to be out there for him. I wonder if he's going to get over them, because in the back of his mind, he is terrified with what just happened. Jones didn't do anything but make it a little more difficult for Dak to focus. See, now Dak knows what Jones is saying, even if he comes out and says the things he says to the media, like he said the other day. No, I didn't know anything about it, but now he's welcoming Trey in and being nice about it. Cooper Rush, they didn't say anything about him, though. Cooper Rush said, what is this?
Yep. Well, starting Sunday at New York Giants, they got a good defense. Then next following Sunday, the Jets, they got a good defense. Then they play Arizona. Now, a lot of us didn't know this. You know, New England was in the top 5 in defense last year. They just couldn't score points.
No, I knew they were a good defensive team. I didn't know how good, but
that's their fourth game. They got New England. Then they go out to San Francisco, their 5th game, and then out to the LA Chargers, their 6th game.
Nick will be playing by week 5, by the way, Dak.
Yeah. So how many games you think they're going to win? I think they're going to be probably 2-4 by their bye week.
You think? That will piss Jerry off. That's right. They've got a schedule. It's not that easy, too. I forgot about that.
That's why I said they're going to be 7-10. After the bye, they play the Rams. They'll win that one.
Yeah.
This is when the losses are going to come. At Philadelphia, New York Giants, at Carolina, Washington, Seattle, Philadelphia, at Buffalo, at Miami, Detroit, Washington.
Tony, Texas boy, you listening? Tony's got no respect.
Those teams are good, man.
I'm loving it. Tony, we got to go. We're having way too much fun. But I'll see you midweek. Because we don't get around to the Falcons enough, but we'll get around to them next time you start.
And those Seahawks fans are still talking trash, saying that you guys are done. They are really, really overhyping this situation. They're really, really too comfortable thinking y'all are done, man. It's going to be fun when y'all hit them in the mouth.
They have to think that way, because otherwise their life is going to be miserable. Even in the state we're in right now, I don't even know. Well, I'd rather have Nick playing against them. But anyway, they're not scary. They're not going to be able to stop the 49ers offensively. It's like we talked about. Have they gotten better against the run? But who likes to run a lot? 49ers. Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, and Ronbo, this is something I've heard scuttlebutt. I don't know how true it is. I don't believe rumors. They got Draymond Jones from Denver as an unrestricted free agent, defensive tackle. They're talking about trying to get Aaron Donald.
Who?
I don't know if that's going to happen. They got
Hawks?
the draft cap.
Did you say Hawks?
Yeah.
The Hawks give out to Aaron Donald?
I don't know how much he wants to play anymore. I just think he just wants to get paid.
I know. Would you be motivated playing in LA if you're Aaron Donald? Tony, we got to get into this stuff Tuesday or Wednesday. All right?
All right, sir.
Have a great night, Tony. I always appreciate you.
Take care, sir. Texas boy your ass for blocking people. Good night, Ronbo.
I saw him. Night, Tony. Texas boy, man, if you can't stand the heat, why don't you stay the hell up out the kitchen? You can't come in here and blocking people because they talk back to you. Hey, Jalen!
Cardinals, y'all are relevant. That ain't my fault. The Rams are sorry as hell, but they might beat the Seahawks. How you doing, Ronbo? How you doing?
I like that. Jalen rearranged his rhyme. Jalen, I'm not well. I just assumed this supposed drama would end.
Why not?
I'm tired of it. I just thought it'd be over by now.
Tired of what, Ronbo?
Tired of waiting. I wasn't prepared mentally to go this far into the season. I didn't know we was going all the way to week 1. I thought it would have been back 3 weeks ago. Nick, yeah.
Ronbo, I mean, I've told you this, Ronbo. Just put this in perspective, Ronbo. You see how emotional I can get sometimes when I get into these calls, right?
People enjoy it, too.
Okay, those are basically the same type of people that are coming into the NFL now. Like, you do realize that the people getting drafted into the NFL, like, these guys are they were born probably no later than, like, 2001. So you got some real young guys coming into the league now that are, a part of the social media age. You know what I'm saying? So Nick is definitely he ain't gonna do nothing until he get what he want. Definitely. Yeah. We've seen this numerous times with Kyler. We saw it with DK, AJ Brown.
A little bit of Debo.
I mean, that's what these young guys do now. They want their money, and when they don't get it,
or clean your wall. Ain't gonna be no affiliation with the team I'm with. That's the trend. God.
Yeah. I mean, you never saw Big Ben or Tom Brady. Any of them guys do this.
Nah. And franchise tagging? How old is franchise tagging? Well, what's the first player to get franchise tagged besides Kirk Cousins? I don't remember anybody else getting franchise tagged year after year like that. Who else? Chat.
Ronbo, Kirk Cousins is sorry as hell. We better not ever try to go after him.
No. Kirk is... No, Kyle. No, even Kyle probably doesn't want Kirk anymore. No, I take that back. Kyle might.
Ronbo, if Kyle brings in Kirk Cousins, we're not winning a Super Bowl.
We're not a lot of things. Kirk Cousins would just disrupt everything we've worked on with that team. It's not a Kirk Cousins team right now. And I know Kyle knows better than that. I think Lynch would stop him.
You can't make a trade. Well, I mean... Yeah, I wouldn't want Kirk. I'm sorry. I don't see what's really different from him and Jimmy, honestly. Well, except Jimmy actually
Kirk doesn't get hurt.
His confidence is better. He has more confidence.
Yeah.
Hurt.
But Kirk never gets hurt. You notice that?
I do notice that.
Amazing.
He doesn't never get hurt.
And he played with Kyle, I think. Yeah, he played with Kyle. But he never got hurt.
But Ronbo, when Jimmy takes those hits, every time Jimmy gets hurt, it ain't like we know Jimmy's not bullshitting though, Ronbo. Like every time Jimmy gets hurt, we always look at that replay and we're like, ooh, like we turn our head. Like when he rolled his ankle against the Dolphins, that looked bad. When he tore his ACL, that looked bad.
Yeah.
So Jimmy always gets into these like really just bad injuries.
And then everybody got mad at him. He always gets hurt. Y'all ain't never played no ball before. You don't go out there to get hurt on purpose. You're just trying to play. Things happen. But but now he's out.
Yeah. I never understood why people hate Jimmy so much on Ronbo. I really don't. Like, if we're ready to sit up here and not fire Kyle Shanahan if he doesn't win a championship and we're just fine being competitive, Jimmy Garoppolo he could do it. That's literally what he was doing. He kept us competitive. We wanted to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo because of what, Ronbo? We said we need to get over the hump so we can
Get
win
younger
this ring.
and spend less money because they weren't about to
Younger,
pay premium
Ronbo,
dollars.
come on, Ronbo. You know money wasn't gonna be a problem with Jimmy. We could have definitely renegotiated him.
Maybe
he definitely would have taken a cut. He would have took a cut. He would have, or we could have extended him. Jimmy would have not. Jimmy probably would have got paid less than Daniel Jones, but honestly, Ronbo, like he's not gonna.
Daniel Jones is overpaid, so you're right.
He's gonna get less than that.
What? 40 million? What? Oh,
that's insane, Ronbo. I mean, I get. God, I mean, Ronbo, be honest with me. You can probably think of one game and it was the biggest game of the year, but I mean the season. The only game we really can blame him for is that Super Bowl, Ronbo. I mean, other than that, can we blame him for that Ravens loss in 2019? Can we blame him for that Falcons loss in 2019 when Julio was extended? We can't blame him for that Seahawks loss when that kicker missed the field goal.
It's hard to blame any one player for a loss. But we got to the point where Jimmy was like the president of the United States. If there's any problems, blame the president.
That's what you got.
I mean, even if they have nothing to do with it or nothing, it was out of their control, blame them anyway. So,
Ronbo, you can't. Ronbo, it was 10-20 with 9 minutes left. By the end of the game, it's 30-20. Jimmy doesn't play defense. The defense gave up 20 points, Ronbo.
And they never done that all year long. And especially that short amount of time. 49ers have never given up that many points that year and that within that time frame. It was scary. But blame Jimmy for not getting a first down.
Blame Jimmy. Let's blame Jimmy for giving up 20 points in under 10 minutes. That was definitely Jimmy's fault, Rombo. Yeah. Well, I mean, Rombo,
the quarterback or the coach, you got to blame one or the other.
He ain't Tom Brady. He ain't Tom Brady. He was never Tom Brady, damn it.
Nope.
And I'm not saying he was like this 49er great, but I really, really feel like his mentality and his leadership, I really feel like we taking that for granted, Rombo. I really do think we are. We don't know how Brock Purdy responds when he having a bad game. And we know how Jimmy would respond if he threw a pick. We don't know how Brock would respond to having a bad game.
That from Jimmy. God. Jalen, we ran that clock. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be looking for you like we always do in middle of the week, okay?
Man, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and Nee need a 2-year rest. And Gene D and Rudy can keep on coming in here crying because the 49ers going to be the best.
I love the way you worked that out. Let me give that shout out. Niners!
But let's not forget, y'all, wet behind the ear, breath smelling like Similac, mama titty still in his mouth, face bald as Mr. Clean. Nick Mullins beat the Raiders on national TV. And this wasn't just some game you'd catch on 1 p.m. during like 6 other games. No, this was prime time TV. Everybody saw this. Goddamn, what's them dragon people from Game of Thrones? The Togorians saw it. Goddamn, the ice. The Peter Griffin from Quahog, he saw it. The Simpsons watched it. Damn it. The Bears-themed Bears. Clifford the Big Red Dog watched it from his house in his doghouse. Everybody saw that beatdown that happened between those nasty, stanky Bay wannabe bum Oakland Raiders. Nobody likes them. And the Dallas Cowboys, y'all ain't won a conference playoff game since I was in my dad's sack. And let's not even talk about the Seahawks, Ronbo. God knows they ain't doing shit no time soon. And then the Rams, don't even get me started on the Rams. Rudy, you seen a fan under the age of 20 before in your life? You probably haven't. Oh, what an embarrassing
lousy
bunch
trophies
of teams,
and running smack.
2 lousy trophies, Rombo. And the trophies got expiration dates. The one from 1999 expired almost 22 years ago, brother.
Thank you.
So you had 0 rings up until last year. So what are we talking about?
And putting up little VCR emojis
VCR.
every time.
Rombo,
you always watching VCR? What are you, 1999? Shut
Rombo,
up, Rams.
VCR was still very much around in 1999.
Hell yeah. Man.
Yeah, Rudy, goodness. And the Cowboys and Eagles, boy, don't even. Ronbo, they did it with Carson Wentz. And they doing it again with Jalen Hurts. 1 year he played good and they paid him. Watch, Eagles. Watch. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna come back to this. Jalen was right. They over.
Hey, Jalen, you're going to automatically be right
they
anyway.
Overpaid Jalen Hurts.
Because the schedule this year is not going to be powder puff soft. The Eagles got to have an awakening coming this year. All right,
Man, the Eagles ain't going to do a damn thing wrong, but we finna run the NFC. Look at the division. The Cardinals, Ronbo, they look at their coach.
They're going after Williams.
Look at this division right now.
Jalen, we got to go. They're going after Williams. I'm going to see you.
I'm sorry, production, but damn it, these teams are a joke. I'm glad y'all, man. Thank you, Ronbo. Thanks for having me tonight, man. I love you, dog. Let me get up out of here, man. Fuck, boy.
Good night, Jalen.
Hey, Rudy, have fun with that 0-17 next year, brother.
Rudy's actually, somebody pointed out, Rudy has been a little quiet on Twitter lately, which is odd. What is he up to? I know he didn't see the light. Snoop Jones production, what do you think about Deion Sanders? Hey, Snoop, I mean, Deion's becoming a real entertaining. I mean, who thought he was going to go in there? That team, he was not supposed to beat that. Okay, did they shut down the Pac-12 too early? Did they not see this coming? Man, everybody's talking to Deion. He's like he'll be doing every talk show around in a minute. The dark one is here. Oh my, we haven't seen a dark one in forever. Z.
For a couple years, huh?
It's been a while, Z. It seems like I
just got one thing to say. I just got one thing to say. The dark one is here. Finally here. Ronbo, what's up, man? Talk to me.
No, I'm just worrying and whining as I got called out on it by Thomas, along with the rest of us, about this signing taking too long. We should not be talking about Nick Bosa still signing a contract a few days before week 1 of the season getting underway. Now, if it was preseason, okay, no big deal. We don't see Nick playing in preseason. But it's week 1, Z. So we're figuring what's going to happen next. What are you thinking?
How I see it is no matter which way you put it, it's going to get done. It's just all about, is it going to get done before week 1 or it's going to get done after week 1? That's what it really comes down to. But I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% that they are going to sign him. It's just right now what everybody's crying about is they want it done before week 1 because they want to see him on the field. And if you ask me, even if he does get signed before week 1, he's still going to have to do a warm-up. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want him playing. If he signs tomorrow, I don't want him out there next week. He hasn't had enough contact.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's correct. So he's going to need a warm-up. So no matter which way you put it, it's not going to be the Bosa right away from last year. It's going to take some time for him to open up. You know what I'm saying?
Get some.
But hey, I'm pretty sure they're going to get it done. I'm not even worried about that. It's a lot of other things I'm worried about. But hey, football's coming back next Sunday, man. I'm ready.
I know. I tell you, it's an exciting thought, ain't it? I just, we're gonna do a lot of blitzing. We got to keep that pressure on Pickett. He's only in his second year. He needs to be worried back there. He cannot be sitting comfortably in that pocket. He's got too many weapons anyway. And I'm already worried about Najee. And Najee should have been playing in the Bay Area anyway. So
Right.
God.
I'm gonna be going to that game too.
Are you going to Pittsburgh? Yeah, it should be fun.
Yeah.
Because the weather shouldn't be weather ain't gonna be bad, from what I hear.
I'll be like 86. It'll be good.
Ooh, it's almost too warm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna be there. So if you need some insights on somebody live, that guy.
Yeah, okay. I still got you. You're still a Z on Twitter, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I thought we talked before. Okay. I'll get at you. We got 2 people going out, it seems like, on that game. T-Flow and you.
Oh, word? Oh, see, I got to link up with some people if they're going to be there, too. I got to definitely do that.
Should be a party. Because Steeler fans understand they can get a little rowdy, a little crazy. 49er fan, you guys got to be kidding me. You guys are out of place somewhere, ain't you? Because Steeler fans, I don't have a problem with Steeler fans. You know what's so funny? I do not appreciate Eagles fans. Everybody knows how I feel about Raider fans. It's legendary by now. Rams fans have gotten on my last nerves recently. I used to not pay them any attention. Seahawks fans, that's a foursome right there. Cowboys, please. I can argue with all 5 of these groups all day long. But they don't know what they're talking about. Z, do you realize if we win one more Super Bowl trophy, we will be the best of all time in the Super Bowl era? That's why these people are talking trash. Because they know when the 49ers win number 6, they cannot talk to us anymore. It's over.
Yeah, I got a feeling we're gonna do it big. It's gonna take us time to get on a roll. You know how we start. We start off slow. So
I wish we wouldn't do that this year, but yeah, I know. And we pick up momentum. We're a money club. A lot of teams do that. They don't like to play the regular season. If you talk to Rams, that's all you guys are. It's a regular season team. But normally, 49ers, by now, like a lot of the greatest teams of all time, they start off a little slow because they're not motivated. But you start talking playoffs, here we come.
I'm looking forward to see what that defense is going to do if Nick Bosa don't pop up or show up. I want to see if they're capable of having pressure. But, I think the team is better with him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because Bosa just causes everybody else's job to be easier, number one. He causes
correct, because they don't double team him.
Yeah. His fellow linemen. And now they got to double team Hargrave, too. So between Nick and Hargrave, everybody else can eat. In the secondary will have a party, too. Nick's presence on that field, Z, you can't say enough.
You can't.
So we got to have him.
I'm just going to be ready. I'm ready for some football. I'm ready for some 49er football. You know what I mean?
It's time. Kind of like to take the time starting at this point because it goes by so fast, it seems. Because usually the excitement of the season, we're right in the thick of things. And okay, next week we'll be talking about the game coming up. Oh, man, this is the game. See, because that game we play Philly,
right.
This is it. This is it, y'all. This is it. We've been waiting for week 13 for how long? Oh, yeah. Depending on the records of each team.
The 49ers are going to be all right. They got a little, that offensive line look a little scary, but we'll be fine.
I think that offensive line might be better than what we think. They've been playing together for a while now. That's what it usually takes. An offensive line needs a while to develop continuity. And there's only one new guy on there, and he's not really new, McKivitz. So I think they may be a little better than what we think.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready to see. I'm ready to root. I'm ready to, put my team out there. Let's go for that 6-1.
Damn right. Oh God, what a parade that'll be! Shoot, that could go all the way. They'd have to close the bridge down. That parade could be, 6-2. The 49ers are now dubbed the greatest Super Bowl era team of all time. Jerry Rice is here. He's coming up to make a speech. Joe Montana and Steve Young are in the house. Sit down. Oh, what a day it will be. See, we got to wait till it happens, though. All right. See, I see midweek. See, I'll talk to you shortly, too, okay?
All right. I'm here. Don't worry.
All right, fam. Night, Z.
All right.
And, I wish that for the millennials and everybody else has been running around here riding the coattails of 49ers past glory, the legendary 49ers. I want you to have that trophy so bad I can't stand it, just so you can see, how's that feel? How does it feel to be the best of all time? God, that'll be fun. One Super Bowl leads to another. If the 49ers win it this year, they will have figured out what it is that they need to do, exactly what they need to do 2 in a row. Look at Kansas City. I'm not saying Kansas City and the 49ers are on equal ground because Kansas City is that far from creating a dynasty. And I'm not sure if they haven't already because they've won that division how many times in a row? That is special. Even how many Super Bowls? Is it 2? Right? Yeah. So we'll see. Fam. I tell you what, go ahead. Hey, thanks for the contribution tonight, fam. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, and I will see you midweek. With Nick Bosa sides, you can say, hey, it's over. Nick is now on board. Look out.